Oh, it would have been funnier if I was holding up a Pathfinder book.
Yeah. I was just going to let them keep going as long as they were going to keep going. Hi, guys. Welcome back to episode 58 of DragonMetal Saga. I'm your host, StormyD. These are all my amazing friends and table mates and stream mates and teammates, and all the mating is going on around here. Wait a minute. Not that kind of mating. Like bonding, okay? Bonding. I love these guys. I've been to see two of them in person. Well, three if you count her, who's like literally within like a touch.
I mean, technically, you'd have to be blind to not see her.
Yeah, that would be a thing. I look forward to the day that I get to come visit you, sir, or you visit us, which seems less likely. Well, and to be honest,
I'll just show up.
I'm an unsociable git, so.
yeah, it's all right. Also, I can't imagine why you'd ever want to come to this country right now. So, with no comments on that topic specifically. But yeah, hi guys. Look at that. We got some amazing folks in chat. Bubba and DeMarco and Kirchikato and Berserk Zach. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you all. And I'm gonna have everybody do intros, starting right over here to my left. Please introduce yourself and your character, milady.
Hi everybody, I am itsStarKitty, and I play Shae, the Grey Elf Ranger, Drake Warden Ranger with a Dragoon named Milo.
Nice. Since he's making crazy faces over there at the same time that she was doing that, I'm gonna go with BT. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm BananaTomOG. And I play Sindri, the Rock Gnome Sorcerer. If I can trust my words, that's what I am.
Nice. By the way, thank you, Besizzlin, for the prime sub. I appreciate you, sir. Big hug.
Sizzle me this, sizzle me that.
And the sexy man with a monitor mirrored in his glasses.
Hello, everybody. I'm extirpatefate, and I play Merrik, who is a spell-slinging wizard with his Echo. Merrik is currently trying to figure out how to write down his spells.
I understand. Yep. And then finally, the lady with the green hair, and what is that dude juggling on your shirt?
It's Lord and Savior Shiagorath, and it says cheese for everyone.
Yep. That's fits.
He is our,
yep.
he is, Prince of Madness, and we love him. All hail Lord Shiagorath.
Cheers for everyone!
And I'm Druid IRL, and I play Thyra, daughter of Tyr, descendant of the Valkyrie Grunavar, Rude Knight Fighter and Oath of Justice Paladin, wielder of Raven's Edge, member of the Freelancers, diviner of smites, slayer of demons, eater of meats, destroyer of cisterns, bonker of heads, demander of sandwiches, wearer of yoga pants, and protector of the great helm of Galdoon the Brilliant. Galadoon. I did spell it right. I read it wrong.
Wow. And exploder of toilets because of how much meat she eats. No, I'm just kidding.
I said destroyer of cisterns.
Oh yeah. I guess that's a type of cistern. Although I don't think you'd want to splash people in the face or drink from a toilet. Maybe
You might argue that
Naboo.
point.
Yeah, Naboo would totally do that. Thank you for your introductions, guys. Everyone support my wonderful friends here. And let's jump into the recap for last week. Last week was a big session for Thyra. The craziest thing happened in the middle of a crowded mall. She found herself face to face. You know, this is on Progentica in a modern crowded mall, she found herself face to face with a blue and brass dragon that had gone on a rampage in the mall, with numerous bodies lying unconscious around her. Well, at the time she first encountered the scene, she wasn't sure if they were unconscious or not. It turned out they were both unconscious and paralyzed by the breath from this dragon, including Shae. Normally, you can't make an elf sleepy because they're immune to that kind of effect, but something unique about this dragon's breath made it possible. And it was ranting and raving, but it hadn't actually physically harmed anyone. It came close to stepping on someone and it did actually scratch their arm, and even threw somebody at Thyra, which she caught in midair and saved.
Effortlessly,
Yes.
by the way.
Uh-huh. And, I mean, you could have rolled a 1. But you didn't. That's good. So she ended up basically, for the most part, having to solo this dragon. This was her true solo moment. She was wise, though. She did find a way to, in the middle of combat, she figured out a way to get Shae back conscious and unparalyzed. By the way, while all this was going on, the two mages were interrupted from their day of fun at their respective guilds because they had been notified on the interwebs, in the news, that their friend was fighting a dragon in the middle of a mall, and so they rushed to get there as quickly as possible, and they got there in surprisingly short time. Their drivers breaking quite a few laws in the process. But they did not get there in time, and Thyra had to basically defeat the dragon on her own. Luckily, the dragon was burning out from whatever was happening to it. It turns out that the dragon was not in its right mind. And in the end, she did defeat it, and it also exhausted itself at the same time. But she awakened Shae, who she then ordered to, help get the survivors out of the way, so that she could deal with the dragon without worrying about the bystanders being injured. And they did a remarkable job of saving the people and avoiding killing the dragon. She did attack it, but she found that Raven's Edge was able to use a special characteristic or trait that he has that basically allowed him to sort of extend his mental perspective on who is an enemy and who is a friend, in such a way that she could attack it and just do subdual damage. And so that's what she was doing. She was attacking the dragon for subdual damage, and eventually subdued it. Turns out after subdued, and after Shae went to provide medical attention to it, it turned into a young Asian elf girl, and with fancy kind of glowing tattoos and makeup on, and something straight out of a kind of a sort of a cyberpunk style movie or show or game, effectively. But she was unconscious, and they, about that time, the security forces had arrived to try and help handle the situation. Luckily, Thyra and Shae identified themselves as realm runners, and it was kind of obvious that they were realm runners. And they were able to convince the captain in charge that they were dealing with some sort of special situation, and this was a special mission, and that they had it handled. And they were taking the young girl, unconscious young girl, out to take her home and try and talk to her and get her some help. when out in the parking lot at the last minute arrived an entourage of tycoon-style vehicles, and out stepped this albino man in a white suit with an imposing presence, who is none other than the CEO of he was Ibozalak, the CEO of Toshisomi Dynamic. And apparently this young girl, her name was Amber, and she was the adopted daughter, his adopted daughter. And so they met with him, and he, briefly, and he took her off their hands and thanked them and told them that he'd be in touch, and that he would also cover any expenses or issues or insurance policies and take care of all of the people. Basically, he let them know, hey, we're going to take care of all this. We're going to sweep it under the rug because, this could be bad. And in different circumstances, I can see how the party might have balked at that, at a portion of that a little bit, but they're also trying to stay under the radar themselves at the moment. And so they're kind of in this sort of minor ethical dilemma, and like, okay, we're going to let you kind of take responsibility for all this. That's about the gist of it. Did I miss any details that anybody wants to add?
He specifically said he orders.
Yes, he did. He specifically said he owes you. That is correct. All right, that's the gist of what happened last week. And now let's randomly choose who does their own personal recap of what stood out most to their character from last week.
I mean, surely it should be Thyra first.
Okay. I can see that argument.
An unexpected dragon attacking the mall. And Shae actually sleeping was pretty much a highlight. Something that stood out. Also, yet another dragon owes us a favor, which makes me quite uncomfortable. It stood out to me.
It's good. It's good. Okay. Since you called her out, the dice gods have spoken, BT. Sindri.
I never thought it would be Thyra to make a scene that'd spoil my day at the guild. But I'm just angry I didn't get to fight the thing. I know she turned out to be fine and all of that, but new spells. Anyway, I need to get back to building things. That's it.
Perfect. All right. Merrik. Sorry, I was just adjusting BT's audio a bit there.
Well, I'm not a fan of surprisingly being owed a favor by another dragon. Oh boy, we were supposed to lay low. That didn't happen. Well, other pressing matters, I'll need a crystal basin and a wooden staff. Make that 2 wooden staffs and 2 crystal basins. I know, Echo, listen, I want you to be comfortable in my study. You got a bath and a... You'll love it, I swear. That's all I got.
All right, I can't wait to see what this is all about. This is going to be cool. All right.
It's just funny.
It's literally just a perch and a bath bowl. But I want it to be crystal because it's Echo and he deserves the fancy things like me. And then the staff, purely because I'm at a wizard's place and he needs a perch. And I thought it'd be funny. That's literally.
That is actually pretty epic. I love it.
Yeah.
Real quick, so sorry, I'm going to cut in. Literally, the day that he pitched this idea to me, I was actually looking at bird baths online because I want to get a bird bath for the yard.
Yeah.
So, it was very
Did
funny.
you see
I'm
that
laughing.
she was looking at that first, or was it purely coincidental?
It was purely coincidental.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah. And I was like, bonus points if it's a staff of speak with animals. That's all I got.
All righty. Shae.
Dear Journal, it's me, Shae. Our mall trip was eventful. I was standing in line for Filet the Chick, then all of a sudden Miss Sarah was waking me up. Shae fell asleep at the mall. How is that possible? And then there was a dragon running around. How is that possible? But Miss Sarah was so cool, taking on the dragon and not hurting it. Hopefully, Shae can make a new friend. P.S. So, Journal. Shae's new friend is the daughter of one of the dragon CEOs. I think I understand what dragon CEOs are. Council of Elder Overlords. They are like the elders of Progentica, like the elders from my small village, right, Journal? Shae never got to meet the elders of her village, but on Progentica, she has met two. Shae feels special. PPS. Journal, do you think Shae could ever be a CEO?
Yes.
Maybe
Thank you. Spiper's even got the
Yes.
curse.
Council of Elder Overlords.
I like it.
Very good. Very good.
All right. Well then, we will start off where we left off. Basically, you guys have made your way home and are back in your mansion. I guess you had, enough time had happened because of everything that happened and needing to deal with reports with the security and signing off stuff and just they detained you for a while, not arrested, just detained you just to make sure that they figured everything out and know what to put in their reports and all that stuff. And of course, while you all were doing this, they were contacted again and directly by the General Toshisomi Dynamic administrative specialist team and explained, a story that they were to give to the media. And eventually, that's what happened. You found it interesting because, yes, the cameras were watching you live, but in all news feeds after that, the cameras had you and Shae partially blurred out and they basically had scrubbed the internet for every version of video, even anything that had been found on the tube views. I think that's what you called it.
Use.
Yeah, was hit with the DCMCA strikes unless they blurred out the identity of the.
Not forgetting
No
anything on
monetization for
Scroll It
that
as
video.
well.
Yeah. What was that, BT?
And not forgetting anything that's on Scroll It as well.
Scroll it.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh God.
Yeah. Any of those other ones.
It covers all
that
social
doesn't
media,
exist
doesn't it?
anymore. That doesn't exist anymore. That one's gone. Sorry, that one died.
Okay, it's Reddit then. Ah,
Yeah. Somehow
it's
somehow
okay.
Tumblr made a resurface.
It's okay. Sky Blue is still there too.
Jeez.
I bloom.
I would.
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
It's the
I
other version of Twitter.
Oh, I know there was one. Okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 versions of Twitter now.
yeah. All that twatting.
not forgetting the illegal sites such as Pirate Cove.
Jesus. and 8 change.
Lemon Wire.
Ooh.
All right. You guys are back.
Anyway,
you guys have are back in your. Oh yes, you had something you want to say.
During the time we're at the mall, during all that before we leave, they just be like, you guys give me just like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I just want to go find a nice, small. Doesn't have to be particular in a way. I mean, I guess in particular, but a nice small box, nice little, like, just tiny little box.
Like a cardboard box or a
Wooden box.
wooden box.
Yeah. Or any small container that can hold a piece of jewelry nicely.
I have just the box.
Your character or you?
Me.
I mean, I do
Okay.
too, but
All right. Yeah. So you sure you find a little local trinket shop, not local, but a trinket shop in the mall that's locally owned, it's privately owned, singularly owned, and they have a lot of, it's like when you go into those malls and they have the that one store that has like trinkets and like
Odds and ends.
daggers and knives and fake swords and anime stuff and
yep, 100%.
yeah, you find a
That's
little
exactly what I'm looking for.
a little treasure box and looks like a little chest, a little
Fantastic. How much?
1 gold.
20 credits.
Sold.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, because those shops always overcharge for stuff.
I'm
It should have been 10, 15 most.
Yeah, at this point, Merrik doesn't care. Like, that's only 20 credits. Sold. He's like expecting like 2,000 credits or like 20,000, because that's the dollar he typically is like negotiating with it, like the baker. So that's usually what he buys. Everything else is like, Shae, can we order this? How much? Just here. It just shoves money at Shae to order things because she knows how to do it. Yeah.
All right,
That is
so you
all
have
I would
that
like to do
now,
for now.
and you
Yeah,
guys
thank
make your
you.
way back home.
Yes.
You guys are now in your home base, and was there any role playing you wanted to do in home base with your new little box or discuss? I believe your characters wanted to discuss what happened so that Thyra and Shae could kind of explain, or would you guys want to exposition that they explained it to you guys? It's up to you. Could make for some funny role playing. It's up to you guys.
I mean, I'm down to do a little bit of RP. That's cool. As everyone's getting ready, doing all that, Merrik is just gonna go to his room, pull out the little box, take the ring of evasion, put it in the box with a nice little silk, like, handkerchief underneath, close the box, walk over to Sindri's room, walk in, doesn't give a shit, puts it on his bed.
As he's like mid-changing, like.
Yeah, no, everyone's.
And what I was
everyone's
gonna say, as he walks in, you see Sindri just holding his staff that's on fire. You've no idea, no context, no nothing.
On fire.
Wait, what ring are you giving him?
The ring of evasion that I bought from the baker.
Oh, Okay.
This was a while ago.
This was when I got the eye, and our last trip to the baker, I bought the Ring of Evasion. I didn't want it. I didn't want it to use. Merrik bought it as a gift for Sindri, not only for his hoard, but as a congratulations for completing the task and becoming part of the Beltome Society.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's just gonna have that box and he's gonna be like, he's just gonna set it down and be like, "What you working on?" Like as if he didn't bring the box in. Like he's not drawing any attention. He doesn't want the recognition per se. He's not like, "Oh, look what I got you." He's just like, "What you doing?"
Gotcha. Roll me a stealth
pulls out.
check.
Okay. Stealth or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
18.
What's your passive perception over there, buddy? BT?
Passive perception. 11.
So you don't notice that he puts this box on your bed and he asks you what you're doing.
I'll tell you what I'm not doing, and that's definitely not trying to make a flamethrower staff for Shae.
A flamethrower staff?
No, I said that's definitely not what I'm doing.
Okay. What are you doing?
Quickly throws the staff. After blowing it out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, she wants a flamethrower. I mean, we could easily just make like rod burning hands.
That's a good idea
Yeah.
when I know how to do it.
Wait,
Not when I just try putting a spell into a piece of wood.
Oh, I've got an idea. What if together we craft a new rapier for her and give it that ability so she can stab it and then torrents of flames or burning hands or whatever.
Or
Or
something that fits over her current rapier. Because she does have that really fancy one, doesn't she?
yeah, yes.
Or if we had something that slid onto the handle or onto the guard.
Or maybe what
Then
appears to be
ejects the
like
fire. So stab,
like a charm.
release
Yeah,
the
like a
flaming
charm.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah, or we could add a charm to the end. It would be cute. We could make it look like a cat.
Ooh.
I think she'd like that.
I think we've got a winner with that one.
I think we do. Likewise, I'm just gonna say, I know I just barged in here and I'm sorry, but if you somehow, some way just make it into the study of my room and it looks like I've got massive wings that look like Thyra's, it's not what it looks like. I have been drawing up some plans to create something for Thyra. I know you want to do the featherfall thing, but I think adding something else for her as well would be kind of nice. And to be fair, I don't tell her I said this. I'll know if you do. Her style is fine, but I think it could use a little sprucing. So I just want to make it kind of fancy, but like farm girl fancy, I guess.
Just remember, there's a fine line.
Fancy?
Yeah, you're a farm girl, aren't you?
That's true. She is a farm girl.
Farm girl fancy.
Oh,
What if she wants
yeah.
boho chic?
that's too bad. She's gonna be all woo about it.
All Naboo about it.
All woo.
Yeah,
She's not
exactly.
gonna be all wee.
Woo!
Oh,
Was a joke specifically for Shae.
that was a spoke. BT knows that joke.
Well, I know it only because you.
I say it all the time. Yeah, it is. Tangent. I'm not gonna lie, 100%. So many SK and Francois quotes make it into my work life now because my coworker plays the game and that's how we communicate. Fantastic. I called him Pon Pon, and he's like, yes. My manager's like, did you just call him bread? And I was like, no. She's like, you called him bread. And I go, I'll explain later. He's like, no, he called me a baguette. Because he knows the joke. Anyway, sorry, carry on. When would you like to get started?
When I've learned how to do this, and like I say, definitely not just trying to cast flaming hands on a stick.
Definitely not.
No, that's definitely not what I was just doing.
I concur.
However, I know how to make a really good torch now.
I don't.
Flaming hands on a stick.
You know, your genius never ceases to amaze me.
Now, excuse me while I prestidigitation my wall clean. There's some burn marks.
With that, as he goes to clean it, I'll look to see if there's any actual damage, and any minor damage, I'll just cast Mending and help him clean it up. Like, we've all been here. We know what's going on.
You go to the gym and there's just dents on the floor and in the walls, and there's like one weight kind of stuck through the wall.
Yeah, I imagine the bench press hasn't been wiped down, and that's kind of gross.
Kind of smells in there.
Shall we go do our own interrogation of the ladies of what happened?
Yeah, I think it's been long enough. What's it been, 5 minutes?
Yeah, we've only been home. Wait. We've only been home for 5 minutes and you're already setting shit on fire.
Just surprised by this?
No. I shouldn't be.
Hey, at least it's in my room.
And it happens in my study. Our study, excuse me, I'm sorry. That one's not mine. It's
I think
ours.
the phrase is the study.
Whatever. Oh, let's go.
After you, Bookworm. I mean, nothing.
Okay. Merrik just walks out the room, steps up onto the banister, and jumps down, and feather falls to the bottom.
All right.
He's like, fuck you.
So before you follow him, Sindri, you notice something that is now on your bed that wasn't on your bed before he came in, and it's a little box, a little chest, I mean, I can go upstairs and get a prop that's perfect if you want.
One.
I think we've all got a very small little wooden box.
Oh no, I got one that literally looks like a little treasure chest. I mean, you see it in my stream at night. It's behind me, but that's a bit long. That's what she said.
Mine's got a little elephant on top of it.
It's the one that's within striking distance. Arm's reach.
6 downstairs.
I forgot that these are in here. Oh shit.
What's in there?
We've got cable ties and cable management stuff.
Why was that in that box?
I mean, it
What happened when we moved?
box, so it makes sense that there'd be cable ties in there.
So
It was
on the
supposed to be
box on
holding
your
my
bed for
calligraphy
your
stuff.
character, what are you doing?
So, given that I'm already at my door, I'm just gonna mage hand to go get the box for me.
Okay. The box is now in your hands from your mage hand.
You can go now. Opens the box.
There's a ring in there on a silky handkerchief.
It's just the ring Merrik bought.
Very high quality
going in the
ring.
hold.
It dawns on you remember it was one of the rings he picked up with the baker.
Arms dealer.
Mm-hmm. The arms master. Literally the Thrycreen with multiple arms.
I mean, it's not really my style, but sure. Puts it on.
So now your character has evasion. You don't necessarily sense it, but you sense that it has affected you in some way, and that you'll get to test it in combat.
This is definitely the ring that Merrik bought. Wait, he doesn't like owing things, and I bought him that vest thing. I've got him. You know what'll really piss him off if I find something else for him.
God, war of gifts. Oh my god.
I forgot what evasion in 5e does. I think it's different than.
I believe it's
3 times a day you can pick to save a dexterity save that you failed.
And take half damage, or if you already take half damage, you can make it where you take no damage.
That's the regular evasion. That's what evasion from 3.5.
I'm pretty sure it's the same, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
it's literally
When
if you
you are
fail a
subject
dexterity
to an
save, you
effect
can
that
make
allows
it
you
3 times a day, and then it recharges up to 3 charges a day.
yeah, no, I was right. You're right. It's the same as the old days, but they beefed it up by adding the other part. It's just you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain effects. I'm not seeing the whole 3 times per day thing.
That might be the spell.
That's what I got.
That's the spell, yeah. This ring gives the feat evasion. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half even if you fail. Which fits Sindri perfectly because he's always blowing himself up.
Or trying to.
Not usually in combat. He's smarter about it than when he's in combat, but yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
They may be shit rolls, but he's still not blown himself up yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So you guys make your way down. The girls look impatient. They've been waiting in the dining room where you guys had agreed to meet and chat for a while. Or not the dining room, but the study.
Oh, Shae's probably
Yeah.
on a mobile device going, Miss Thyra, you should see Ryland G. Wizard. He's so awesome.
Thyra is sitting in the chair on the desk with her feet up on the desk.
Oh my god. As I walk into the
Kicked back, you know how
Yeah.
kids that are impatient.
yeah,
Like leaning on the chairs.
as soon as I walk into the study and see that, I shoot Thyra a glance like, what are you doing? And then just send Echo over there, and Echo just like pecks at your feet, like, get the feet off the fucking table, off that desk. It's expensive. Please.
Okay.
I don't disrespect your gym.
I do. And I'll put my feet on the floor.
Thank you. And inexplicably, since the unseen servants have clearly cleaned up whatever mess Merrik left in there with scattered paper and everything, he's just gonna grab pick up the stack of paper, just kind of set it down haphazardly so it's still a little messy, because he's like, I can't have too much order. My shit is always. So, how are you two?
Mr. Merrik,
little
if you
beat up
don't
is
want
fine.
them to clean up your study, just let them know.
See, I like a tidy workspace, per se, if it's dirty, but it's fine. But thank you, I will keep that in mind. Be what you were saying.
A little beat up, but fine.
Can you speak up a bit? I know you're role playing, but I couldn't quite hear you.
A little beat up, but fine.
Yes. What happened? I tuned in after the tussle had started.
Yeah, Nugget let me know there was some sort of fight.
I was just
Definitely
sitting by
didn't forget to ring Merrik.
I don't know what Shae saw, but I do know that I was sitting by the ice skating rink. She left to go get food, and then all of a sudden crowds of people started running away screaming, so of course I wanted to see what was causing such commotion.
All right. Shae?
So, what Shae remembers is we went to the mall to go get me some yoga pants. We stopped by and sat at the ice rink because the coldness coming off the ice rink Miss Thyra was really enjoying. And all of a sudden, Milo said he was hungry, so we went to Fillet the Chick to get him something to eat. And next thing Shae remembers, she was being woken up by Miss Thyra, and there was a dragon running around. And yeah, Shae was helping save people.
Well done on the
Do you-
saving people part.
Milo helped you.
And I do have to say, well done, Thyra, for not losing your cool, seeing Shae unconscious. I thought that would have gone a different way.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back on that. And then in Draconic, I'm going to look at Milo and go, did you see anything different?
He just kind of looks at you and kind of he looks at Shae and then he curls up next to her and starts licking himself.
Useful as ever.
But you are quite literally a typical cat. Shae, I would like to try something if you're down for it.
Okay.
So here's my above table. Here's my thought. So I have the spell detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Shae doesn't necessarily remember anything, but if I were to do the like delving aspect to search through memories, my attempt is to see, is there anything that she's just not remembering that she could have seen visually, so I can see what may have started the conflict.
I get what you're saying, and if you guys want to attempt it, I'll just exposition what happens to make it simpler. You go through the process of having her think about the moment and the whole event, and so you can then read, use detect thoughts. She agrees, and just as she describes, and it makes sense because, she was basically in line to get something at Fillet the Chick, and then the one thing she didn't say in her story is, for a brief moment you could hear, her memory is of her hearing some crying and cries and screams to the left, but before she even had a chance to turn her head to see, she was suddenly unconscious.
Okay, that makes sense. It's worth a try.
And however, while you guys are talking about this, it dawns on you that you can check the security feed from the news outlets that have shared stuff, because there's some that go back farther than her memory, some CCTV, and yeah, you see what happens is there's there in the mall, not far from the food court, is not a store, but
Like a
basically
clinic?
It's like a doctor's office, but they specialize in unique kinds of body enhancement tattoos.
If I'm not mistaken, you kind of alluded to as kind of like a clinic, like a medical clinic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a type of clinic, but it's also it's a clinic that's more aesthetic than it is like health oriented, whatever. And
Gotcha.
you know, obviously they still have medical professionals on staff because they couldn't otherwise. But and you see what happens is the girl that you saw, you know, Amber, comes running out of the store screaming, and a medical professional chasing after her, and suddenly she just transforms into a dragon and breathes over the whole crowd. Doesn't hit everybody, obviously, but hits a whole swath of people, including Shae, and then a bunch of other people run off, and that's when eventually it catches up to where you guys have seen the feed and know what happened. So it does sort of confirm what, you know, the White Dragon CEO had said to you guys, that he had a report that she'd had some sort of allergic reaction to a chemical or agent of some kind at a local clinic in the mall. So. And then, you know, you can see the video, but you can continue to ask them questions if you want. If you have any other clarifying stuff.
Sindri, did you have any other questions?
No.
No. Just as he says no, you all either hear or feel, depending on if you have it on or not,
It's
the
on
audio
silent.
part on or not, a ping of a text from on your devices, all four of you.
Fuck.
He does have a question. So, Shae knows that everybody in this room is definitely smarter than her. So, what Shae found interesting about that whole eventful interaction is Shae fell asleep. Shae didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. I would love to study that.
Let both of the mage guys, and even you can roll a nature check on this. Roll arcane and nature.
Because last time Shae fell asleep on a job, she got hit really, 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 really hard. And Shae doesn't remember getting hit.
I mean, I rolled a 22.
22, and BT or Sindri got a what?
23 for me.
Nice.
17 for nature.
Not bad, not bad. Well, I'll say this. You have never heard of a story of an elf sleeping or being magically caused to be unconscious before, but you have seen stuff on the Progentica interwebs that indicate that it is possible biochemically and or with certain kinds of situations for, obviously an elf that's at death's door can be unconscious, right? And that's kind of what you experienced. And that's about all you remember. The other guys, both of you think to yourselves, it's entirely, so since that was a combination of a blue and a brass dragon, what you know about since you guys have become realm runners, you would, and your researchers and your downtime, you would have taken time to kind of study and understand things, especially since you were having meetings with dragons, right? Mm-hmm. And, there's enough information about ancient dragons from the past that, knowledge, information that was kind of shared and carried down from the dragon CEOs that migrated to this world, right? and or legends and such. Just basically, and also you would have some knowledge from Valion, for sure. And since dragons also exist on Arathia, basically you piece together enough old knowledge and just memory that you think to yourself, okay, so blue dragons have an electrical lightning breath, and brass dragons have technically both a sleep and a flame breath. And so based upon what you saw from the vid feed, somehow or another this hybrid dragon of a brass and a blue, its fire breath was also lightning, which made basically plasma, just like BT had suggested. And so if it could combine those two elements to create something new, then it's entirely possible that the electrical nature of the blue dragon could combine with the sleep gas in a way that when the sleep gas hits her or any person's body, neurologically, it can shut down the electrical, misfiring causes the synapses of the brain to be more susceptible to something that they wouldn't be normally susceptible to.
Just to let you know, the cutting out thing has begun again for you guys.
It is?
Yeah. Can you check your...
It happened probably like 20 times during that description of the Arcanus check.
That's weird, because it's perfectly in the green here.
I think it's a Discord thing because that was happening last night during Curse of Strahd.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was happening to you guys too?
yeah.
Let me see if there's a...
Everybody last night was like kind of sort of cutting in and out.
I'm just looking through the audio video settings to see if there's something here that I could potentially change that might change it.
And yes, I saw you look right.
I'm going to turn the when others speak attenuation off, even though I don't think any of you were talking when I was talking. I mean, I know it's not a mic thing because it doesn't show up on the stream. Like you said, it's got to be a Discord thing.
Yeah.
Are we still cutting out?
Yeah.
No, I mean it's sporadic. It's not like it's happening.
It's not consistent. It is just... You can go a couple minutes without it, and then all of a sudden it's like every other word, but we could piece it together with context. So,
Yeah, that was happening to me last night.
Turning this off may help if your voice is not being detected by the automatic input sensitivity. I'm going to turn off the advanced voice activity feature. I don't even remember that. Let's be new. See if that makes a difference. I don't know. Do I sound different at all from that?
Yeah.
No? Okay. We'll keep talking. Let us know if it happens. Thanks for letting me know, BT and Druid.
BT and I had like a quiet moment because I turned to look at Fate to see if he got it, and then I just see BT go, "Yep, it's cutting out."
I'll be honest, it's easier to let you finish talking, Stormy, than try to interrupt you in the middle of it. So it's like,
especially when you're answering a question like that.
I appreciate you.
It's easier to derail after you finish your thought and either make you repeat it or carry on. So
If it was completely unhearable, we'd probably interrupt you, but
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
as long as we are getting the gist and it makes sense, then
I'm
you
good with
finish
it.
that thought so we don't make you get brain fog when we interrupt it.
Thanks. Thank you. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you guys got the gist of it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what conclusion you guys come to as far as what happened to Shae.
That does give me an idea, Merrik. I don't know if you've got access to Dragon's Breath.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
And I know I can choose what breath I use, but I can also transmute. So I wonder if I combine. Ooh. If there was a way that I could infuse Twincast into it, could I pick two at the same time and potentially use the same thing?
That's an interesting thought. I'm sure we will be able to talk a lot about that. And as I look at Thyra specifically, and then at Shae, I'd imagine they wouldn't want to hear that.
No, I just wanted to mention it before I forgot about it.
No, absolutely. Merrik is like, yeah, I got it. And like reaches over, just instinctively pulls a random notebook, just writes the note down.
I love
puts
that
it
your
back.
notebook was upside down.
Oh yeah, they jerk. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's just, yeah.
I imagine
you
some
for
of the
noting.
characters are upside down in the book. Yeah.
I had it I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but as an aside, I was thinking about like Merrik's spell crafting and like what his process is. And I imagine that his initial thoughts and how magic works in a lot of ways is very different than what is presented on Progentica because of the different like ideas. So like you look at Progentica and it's very much like, yeah, you could type on a keyboard runes, or Merrik is doing it long form. So he's half in, half out. It's like written like code modern, but it's the runes are all ancient by comparison. So it's like, what the fuck? You're like, I have to read this entire dissertation just to cast light. And it's just this unhinged, like copious amounts of notes. And now you like, once you see all that, you're like, no wonder it takes Merrik so long to write a scroll. He's doing long division by hand. So,
Well, while
anyway.
you guys are doing that, she mentioned that she checked the ping, and the ping is from Grimbane, and it says, "Good job staying out of the limelight?" ?
Mr. Merrik, Mr. Grimbane has messaged us.
I am aware. I got it. I'll respond back. Yeah, about
You see
that.
Sindri already typed.
That's it. About that, we'll talk later.
He's like,
Was that to me heading to
Yeah.
barbecue then?
he responds back with, "Sounds good. We got a few missions that came down the pike that you can take a look at too."
Oh, fantastic.
Meeting tonight. Thyra just pipes in. Meeting tonight. Get barbecue.
He's like, I'm in the mood for tacos. Let me meet you guys at my favorite Mexican restaurant.
Sure.
Thumbs down.
Miss Thyra, you'll like the fajitas. They got plenty of meat.
To be fair, we could just get a
Thumbs up.
bowl of fajita mix without the fajitas.
Speaking of that, if I remember correctly, I think I might be misremembering. The White Dragon wanted to set up a meeting, didn't he?
Who?
The White Dragon.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he didn't necessarily say he was going to set up a meeting. He just said he was going to be in contact. He didn't say when or how. He just said he'd be in contact.
I could have swore there was something for Wednesday, like a Wednesday.
So there
No,
is something
I think
for a
you're
Wednesday,
probably
but that's
thinking-
not the White Dragon.
Yeah, that is meeting
Oh,
with
well-
Mr. Hansen, so you can
That's right. Okay.
I was gonna
Yep,
say,
that's
you can
it's
access their
Dragon.
intranet.
Yeah, no, Dragon. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you want to access the transcripts.
Yes. And what day is today?
Monday.
Swear to God,
Tuesday.
I was gonna say, swear to God, if you say it's Saturday, I'm gonna fucking throw a ring at you. Merrik just pull off one of his rings and just fucking yeet it or have it bounce off her forehead, catch it, put it back. I'm just kidding. It is something he's very capable of doing, though. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. So it's Monday, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Monday
All right.
evening.
Monday
Going into the evening.
Yeah. All right.
Random thought, Merrik.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
If you catapulted a marshmallow, would it still deal damage, or would it just be a fast-moving marshmallow?
Oh, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, we're not trying that then.
You know,
Never mind.
Yep. Well. I guess we're just gonna turn around and leave then.
Time to try these fajita things that Shae says are good.
Oh, Shae starts pulling up the restaurant and showing you the menu.
What's
Damn,
this
now I want
green
fajitas.
stuff? I know!
Nope.
I said before about tacos.
Isn't it
Quick
there?
side
You can...
note,
Yes.
that recipe I sent you, Druid, it's fucking good. I made it properly, the proper ramen, and it's really goddamn good.
Oh,
Can you share that with me?
I will do
Thank you.
indeed.
I got it right here. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you right now before I drink. Anyways,
Shae's like, don't worry, Miss Thyra, you can either have beef, chicken, or shrimp. Well, knowing you, you'd want beef.
I mean, she almost got a side order of dragon today. I wonder what dragon tastes like.
As they're all like doing that, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna grab the
Technically, would
goober.
it be like cannibalism if I ate dragon? Looks at Milo.
Milo looks at you, rolls his eyes, goes back to licking his paw.
Don't
Like he
pretend
knew you were
we
gonna.
never
It's like he
considered it.
knew you were gonna look at him in that moment.
I know you've considered it.
Yeah, so order the goober while they're just talking about everything else. They're like, okay, let's get going.
I really do want to see what happens when you catapult a marshmallow. Can we try that later?
Sure.
All right. So,
That marshmallow.
uh,
Still tastes as good.
you guys head out to go meet with Grimbane at
We went to burrito time.
burrito time.
Burrito Time. Is that a thing?
Well, there's a restaurant called Taco Time, so I just picked a.
TGIF,
An
thank God it's
equivalent.
fajitas.
Actually, we'll call it Fajita Time. How's that?
Sure.
But this one is actually it is a chain, but it's a one of those nicer sit-down restaurants.
Got it.
Instead of a fast food. So, and when you guys arrive, I mean, you know, because he had responded back with, yeah, how about X time? And so you guys eventually get done with your conversation and meet him at the time that he said in that evening. He's already there. He's arranged for a room in the back. And when you all go in, he's already sitting there and got menus out and water and says, he's kind of looking at you guys like,
Shae walks up to him with this little brown paper bag and sets it in front of him, going, "This is for you and the staff at Malden's Pit. Shae made a lot of bread."
really? Well, thank you. He opens it up. Puts it aside. I'll share it with the staff. He's like,
Inside check that. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. So he's like, there are places of the interwebs that don't get scrubbed. And I, of course, saw this. And then he brings it up and shows you guys. And it's like, now, very few people will ever have access to this. In fact, it's probably not that big of a deal because the people that would have access to this probably already know of your existence. Not necessarily your origins, which we still haven't talked about yet. And that's okay when you're ready. I have lots of questions. Today doesn't have to be the time. I thought I would at least talk to you guys about your mission and ask you what in the hell happened.
It's an accident.
So you accidentally fought a dragon in a shopping mall.
Well, you see,
Correction. Those two dealt with the dragon. We were trying to just celebrate. Not at the mall.
We were studying.
My question is, what was I supposed to do?
I'm just curious. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I know that you guys had a reason you had to do that. I'm just curious what happened, you know? I mean, I'm not your boss. You're freelancers, just like your title says. And I'm happy to be your fixer. You guys do great work. And I know I can trust and rely on you. But, you know, with your special contingents license, you're supposed to be staying on the down low. What happened?
well, you see, Shae needed yoga pants, so Miss Thyra took Shae to the mall, and we were sitting in front of the ice rink when Milo got hungry, so Shae decided to take Milo to go get Filet the Chick, and next thing we know, Shae fell asleep, and then she was woken up, and then dragon.
I thought elves can't fall asleep.
It's
know,
like
right?
some sort of magic thing.
Yeah, I'll give you the short and sweet of it. Most likely, given the fact that the dragon was both a blue dragon and a copper dragon.
Brass.
Brass. Blue and a brass dragon. The combination of fire, electricity, and sleep appears to have created some sort of plasma, and the colliding effects may shut down some communication in the brain. What?
Weave trickery. That's all he needs.
Yeah. It looks to be like more of like a special case of the incident, not something that is a at least so far widespread.
Okay.
Hopefully repeatable though.
You're saying
But
it was
anyway.
it was the breath weapon of this variant dragon that I've never even seen or heard of. What's the origin? What's the story about a dragon showing up in the mall that has never been seen or heard on any kind of, you know, like?
Yeah, we're still on about that. However, and then Merrik will just pull up the CCTV that he pulled up and just be like, so this one here, this lovely little gal, she was in the clinic, and then as you can see, hits play.
Stepdaughter of a CEO? Was it stepdaughter?
Adopted daughter.
Adopted daughter, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Adopted daughter of which CEO?
The
old white one.
the albino. I should know his name.
He plays
Sushi.
black.
Oh,
Is it
a
Sushi
Bozalak.
Tronic?
Yes,
S the one.
that's him.
Wow.
Yeah.
He owns
said
a
the O's
finger
as well.
now.
Yeah, which, to be fair, is far more terrifying than what she did. Because if we're supposed to lay low, I don't want anybody owing us anything.
Well, to be honest, I
At least
mean,
here.
what you did was remarkable, soloing a dragon, protecting both the people and the dragon at the same time.
She was in distress, obviously.
Very cool like that.
Would you say, Thyra?
She was in distress, obviously.
Well, not
You're so a moment
not
to
every
just
realm
go,
runner would have been cool-headed
Seldom
enough to determine that. So,
And every realm owner needs to experience war then.
Well said.
That's why Miss Thyra is so cool.
Or is it because she's from a cold climate?
Well,
Sorry.
I can tell you this, it's impressive to see how quickly General Toshizoma Dynamic has kind of covered this up and swept it under the rug.
Yeah, it seems a little sus.
I mean, it's not
seems sus,
surprising.
but it does work to our
I
benefit.
mean, don't get me wrong, it's not surprising, but the hush-hush about this one is what is surprising.
Well, considering
here's
that you've never heard of this child of his,
That is what is more surprising.
Indeed.
There's probably a reason.
I've been here in Progentica, all my life, and there's never been any kind of record or knowledge that there have been any other dragons other than the four CEOs. So honestly, I'm surprised about two things. One, that this has somehow accidentally come to light. And two, that the Bozalak didn't send a hit squad to clean you guys. So be careful. It seems to me he took a softer-handed approach to it. Did you all have any kind of meeting with him?
No, but he was in the meeting about us. So I'm sure.
when we left the mall, we refused to let the guards of the mall take her.
Yeah, she was relinquished back to him and nobody else.
So he arrived on scene himself?
Correct.
Yep.
With a whole bunch of people.
Well, that's even more shocking.
I mean, he is a he's part of the Council of Elder Overlords, right?
Wait, what?
What's that?
Oh, he's a CEO, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chief Executive Officer.
I mean, she's not. To be fair, you're not entirely wrong either.
I was gonna say, I hear no
mean-
difference.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see
Either
your
way.
point.
Either way.
I think mine sounds cooler.
Yours does sound cooler, Shae.
Yeah,
It
not
says.
denying that.
All
Way
right.
scarier.
He was thankful we refused to not let them take her.
And that you didn't kill her.
Jay wanted to make a new
Oh,
friend.
definitely the last one.
So I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but they've been scrubbing her out of all the images as well. And basically they protected her identity and your identities throughout the whole thing. They've basically said that there was this was a known mission of. They explained that it was some sort of magical power illusion experiment gone wrong, and that an elite realm runner team was sent to deal with the situation.
What did I press?
What did you press? You're okay.
I pressed something that fucked up everything. It's fine. It's fixed now.
Like a true engineer. Oh, I fucked it up. Nope, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Well, so now you have two dragons that owe you a favor?
No. We technically only have one dragon that owes us a favor because Marburg,
Owed us a meeting. We had.
he owed us the notes from the meeting with the rest of the dragons, which has been completed. I just have yet to view it. So that one is technically checked off.
Right. So technically,
might
he's
get
already
unchecked.
kind of returned the favor, as it were, just by protecting your identity and giving you all the special contingency license.
That's what he just decided to do. The favor was really giving us what he decided to tell the rest of the dragons.
Well, I don't think he
Sounds
realized how much of a favor that was. Again, I'm surprised that he didn't
Yes.
have you all cleaned. So, just
Oh, you're talking about. So
He did mention of how useful he thought we could be, but also he was more interested in what's going to come. He didn't use those words exactly, but it was basically to that effect.
I suppose when you're thousands of years old, you get bored of things, and any kind of interesting new thing that comes along be like entertaining. That may be his perspective. I don't pretend to get in the mind of a dragon, so.
I do. What?
He just kind of like, he rolls his eyes a bit. Or not, he doesn't roll his eyes, he shifts his eyes a little bit.
I suppose technically it's the mind of a gnome inside a dragon's body.
He's like, you can see him chuckling a little bit. Like, you know, almost
Sorry.
as if he's saying like, you go on dreaming.
Wait, you know I can turn into a dragon, right?
Why would I know that?
He does now.
Why?
Well, you do now, yes.
It's
Is that an ability or a spell?
Yeah, it's a kind of both, because apparently nobody else can do it.
Yes, I will. Yes. I'll just have to say I am tired in a way of being in the throat of these dragons as they speak.
Welcome,
Why are you letting
welcome
dragons
to the
throw you,
world.
sir?
I get it. Why do you
Either
think
way.
that I work on the sidelines as much as possible? Why I work behind the shadows and help out, people who, my job, my work that I do. It's satisfying when I see folks like you who get it, because there are so few who end up capitulating and giving in and becoming part of the system, and so yeah.
Above table. When we reviewed the CCTV footage, was there audio as well? Right? Because you said I heard screaming.
Yeah,
Like
there were
yeah.
a few muted parts, but yes.
Okay. As player, I know that the dragon had mentioned like you're part of the problem, be part of the solution. You're a realm runner. Was that something that Merrik was able to hear through recordings?
When it was going live, yes.
Okay.
All the recordings, that rant, basically that stuff has been edited out or muted.
Got it. But Merrik is aware of those words being spoken to articulate outward, right?
Correct.
I'm trying not to
And
metagame. Is
Of
essentially.
course, right. Of course, there is also, and Shae, well, Shae for part of it, and Sindri, because he was watching the same feed you were.
Yeah. One of the more interesting things about this dragon was, though there was an outburst of some kind, seemingly stemming from a reaction that she experienced at the clinic. However, she didn't seem particularly thrilled about realm runners, and wanted us, had expressed, you're part of the problem, be part of the solution. I
Interesting.
don't know if that outburst has to do with specifically the type of reaction she had, or if the reaction she had allowed her to speak more of what's on her mind, if that makes sense. Not to say it's like a truth serum or anything, but when people drink too much, they say what they truly feel. I wonder if what she meant by that.
Well, I can imagine, since her existence has been kept secret for so long by Bozalak, she's probably one of those, rich kid girls who has been sort of sheltered her whole life. So, it's not a stretch to imagine that she would want to, have views and ideas that would be a bit rebellious to, the system and the systems in place from her father. That's just an assumption, though.
Yes.
Sindri.
A thought does occur from that, Merrik. Do you think that's something along the same lines of what Mr. Hunty Blade guy knows about? If there's some sort of common knowledge there. I know we obviously found out some bad things about those realm runners, but he could be hunting them for a similar reason to whatever she was talking about.
It is. It's not a bad thought.
Grimman asks, are you talking about the Deathstalker?
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like his is a bit more vindictive. It feels far more vindictive based off of the way that he decides to dispatch his victims, whereas this feels more political. Though,
But that's going to stem from somewhere.
Very true. I imagine they may stem from a similar origin, but they might be different facets of that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't think her and it was working together.
No,
but
absolutely. But yes.
possibly stems from the same root of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she is basically the hidden adoptive daughter who's actually a dragon of Bozalak, then she would be privy to a lot of the history that a lot of people here on Progenica wouldn't.
Perhaps.
Just based upon her age.
Question. Did we ever ask you, Grimbane, about the first Realm Runner?
Yeah, I think we did discuss that before, when you all first encountered the Deathstalker and you shared some...
Just making sure it's not just random echo through the brain.
Understand. It's a lot to
She like turns and
unpack.
looks at you.
It's a whole lot to unpack. Not the least of which is that you guys are from the Barbary worlds. Hint, hint.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Seriously though, I'm joking, but tonight isn't for that. But I am super curious. Just set me a schedule when you can, when it feels right. I want to hear all about. I want to understand why you're from the Barbary worlds and what I can do to support you even further, because you're unique in all the world, as far as I know.
Pretty much what the dragon said. And I presume, like you say, something new is definitely something to focus on when you've been around for thousands of years.
Shae would
Speaking of
like to
new-
point out that Mr. M, he could tell right away that Shae was from the same Barbary world as him.
That's right. We discussed this before. He indicated that he could smell you, which would make sense since the dragons. There's a bit of secret history that suggests some secret mythology that suggests they came originally from Huntholm. So
We can confirm that that's not mythology. That's actually true.
It is facts.
wow, you guys are full of interesting bits of truth. Can't wait to see the other layers of the onion unraveled.
Hey, if you can see all
Here
the
along for the
post-it notes
ride to
I've got
support
on
you
my
how I
brain.
can. Speaking of supporting you, I got some missions that have come down the pike that I wanted to talk to you all about. And of course, by the way, this whole RP is going on after you all have ordered food and stuff. Let's just
After what?
you all have ordered food and already have your food coming. And the fajitas are like, wow, I really love the barbecue, but damn, these fajitas are good too.
Shae would have made sure to order at least 3 orders of beef fajitas for Miss Thyra. With no vegetables.
Just
Just
onions.
Just put the vegetables on the side.
Oh, she would at least try the veggies that come with it, right? Because she might
probably
like the onions. All right, he says to you, all right, so we have a few missions that seem somewhat up your alley that would fit in you guys' kind of wheelhouse. Well, really a couple in this other unique one. I don't know, I'll leave it up to you all. One of them is just your standard ancient tomb exploration on Malboria. Apparently some ancient crypt of an old Jarl has been uncovered in the ice. Another is...
What's the name? The name of the Jarl?
It doesn't say in the mission. And maybe that's what
They
they're
should
wanting to figure
clarify.
out. Yeah.
It should
Um,
clarify.
Another mission is to sabotage an aqueduct of a corrupt official on Arathia. That one's a bit sketchy. There's this one that really caught my eye though, because this one was on the black books, as it were. This one was, this mission has this special mission flag. It's available for only top tier teams or special contingent license teams like yourselves. This one is the Lost Abbey Ghoul Nest on Haunt Home.
What was the first half of that? Because all I heard was hot home.
Did I cut out or
You cut out on like 1 or 2 words of that.
shit? Okay, I'll try and read it again. He says, I guess I don't remember where
That was the 3rd mission's title.
Just
Yeah, what did you actually hear of the 3rd mission, Druid?
Haunt Home
Hot home.
is all she got.
That was all I got. So I missed the whole title.
Something about the
Oh,
Lost
you only
Abbey.
missed the title. Okay.
Yes.
The Lost Abbey Ghoul Nest.
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 Okay.
Like a bird's nest, yes.
Where?
On our neighbor's house.
Oh, that's right.
So, which of those seem? I mean, again, this one, this special mission flag means that only the alpha teams or folks who have the special contingent license are qualified for it. That usually indicates that it has some complicated elements and or some elements that are meant to be extra top secret, as it were.
I mean, personally, I'd like to see what a Spec Ops mission looks like. But also, we need to prove our worth. Because that'll keep us safe.
So then, if we prove our worth, we take that one. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You fucking hate
I enjoy the I enjoy the exploration, don't get me wrong. This has been quite fun in its own way. But unfortunately we are playing a game. So if we want to look better or give ourselves better chances, then yes, we will go to the gross place I'm sorry,
I
Shae,
understand.
until they really kind of... I feel better now. A bit more equipped to handle that.
There are a lot of realm
Besides
runners
this,
that have a problem going to haunt home, so don't feel bad.
If it wasn't for that fucking dog, man, just plagued us everywhere we went. Every time I looked around, there was a corpse, and it just. It's okay.
And the fact
it's
that
okay.
it got
It's okay.
it negated your spells.
Fuck off. That was uncalled for, mate. At least I could probably see
It's
coming.
mine.
Well,
Yes.
the other advantageous thing about this mission, if this is the one you all choose, is this one doesn't. Usually, when it's a special flag mission, they don't necessarily tell you. You know, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't tell you the payout for the mission. But typically, they tend to be much more lucrative than your average mission. So, but also much more dangerous. If this is the one that sounds good to you, it looks like what I can tell you about it. It's a dual sponsor mission. That's interesting. It's a contract with both Micro Augerplex Corporation and the Black Anchors Financial Syndicate. That's an unusual thing. Might have to.
Home in general is not a fun place to live.
Is that where you're from? You lived there
In a cave.
in a cave.
We told you.
Well, you all, I knew that you guys were all from, but I didn't know specifically which worlds you all were from.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned it.
I'm sure
Our
you could
character-
have sussed it out.
I thought we'd mentioned it.
I'm pretty
Not
sure.
to mention-
And on top of
Well,
that,
We mentioned to him, like Sindri had pointed out, that's why all of us are experts in
Never mind.
certain
You're
free worlds.
I'll retract some of my
Now,
roleplay there.
now the fact of living in a cave, that's a bit more
I'm gonna
specific. But
keep
like
that, like-
from Hong Kong, what? Yeah, no. She from Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
her.
So you're from Hunt Home, yes? That's what you all had indicated, and it makes sense that you have the knowledge of it. And you lived there. And that's when you said in a cave.
Cave, yes.
Wait, you lived in a cave?
Yes, we got chased out by a troll.
Troll? You all should be able to trounce a troll.
Well, not my, no.
Believe me, there's a lot for you to uncover, my friend. This is no Cliff Notes story.
Honestly, it's also probably not the place for it too.
It's not the
The
place.
day that we have our chat about this, we'll find a dead space room. Probably, you know. Maybe you can, invite me to
You
your.
can just come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just come on over. Shae will cook a fantastic meal. You will have fun.
Now
I think-
that sounds like a plan. You all let me know when, and
I hate plans.
I'll clear my schedule.
And you can
So-
watch how much Merrik loses his shit over a door that's not a door. Isn't that right, Merrik?
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Shae has had to like almost quadruple the coffee order for that.
All right.
Be glad it's not other substances stuff.
Do you all want to hear about this? The details of this mission?
So you said it was Micro Augerplex and who?
And the Black Anchors Financial Syndicate. You guys need a BT? Do you need a refresher on the Megacorps, the Omega Corps?
Nope, I just missed writing it down before.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it looks like the There's an interesting thing about this mission. It looks like the Icon group has already put in for it. But, and that's the Alpha team for Micro-Agriplex. But the Black Anchor's Financial Syndicate has not signed off on it yet for them to take it. So it's still up for grabs. I'm not sure why they wouldn't immediately jump on the Icon group. They're one of the best alpha teams of the sponsored Omega Corps. They're pretty famous celebrities.
Really?
That's probably why. If it's a secret mission, why would you want to send celebrities?
Well,
Or the company
the
wants
thing
to
is,
test a new team.
yeah, they may be celebrities, but they're good at what they do and good at and trustworthy to keep those kinds of secret missions secret. Basically.
They're also going to favor one side.
Say that again.
That is true.
They're also going to favor one side because one of those two corporations employs them.
And that's a good point.
That makes sense if you're looking at a joint venture. You want to have the most neutral party, I'd imagine. Not to mention, what better way to have secrecy than use the non-existent team?
Well, there are a couple of other teams that have
Don't
the
want it nearly
special
as bad.
contingency license, but they usually
That
are
is true.
more consultancy groups. They're not as effective field agents as you guys.
Also, I don't think we've actually worked Black Anchor yet, have we?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yes, you have.
We did,
But-
that was when we went into the deep recesses of the whatchamacallit space, right? That was the we went to like their secondary site, right? That was them. And right? Which company was it that sent us to their secondary site? It wasn't at their main
The Men in
office. They're
Black
like,
one.
yeah.
That was for the rescue mission, right?
I don't remember.
When we were rescuing the other team from the pirates.
I think so.
I think
don't
that the
remember.
last time that you worked, this is me out of character. I think that the last time you worked for the Black Anchor's Financial Syndicate was when you went to Haunt Home. Could be wrong, but pretty sure that was the case.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, as a player, it's just one that doesn't stick in my head.
No, I understand. Well, and
Yeah.
that's on purpose, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the secret fifth organization, right? Again, just as a refresher. Whoops.
Stop it.
Just as a refresher, you have the 5 Omega Corps, but really, what's most talked about are the main 4, which is Micro-Agriplex, headed by the Black Great Worm CEO Anthraxis. Then you have Mython Heedlock Holdings, which is headed by the Red Great Worm CEO Malarathion. Then you have the General Toshisomi Dynamic, headed by the White Great Worm Bozalak. And then the Fruitsu Conglomerate, headed by the Green Great Worm Mr. Marburg. And finally, the Black Anchor Financial Syndicate, headed by the Immortal Human Chairman Cromwell. And the other 4 Omega Corps are all involved in various types of magic technology in various ways. The Black Anchor Financial Syndicate focuses on dominating the banking industry for all sectors. They also develop their own
We lost
prototype
you.
soft chant and hard chant for specific unique applications. They are the guild that oversees registration of realm runners, and they are rumored to have their hands in organized crime.
Yeah, they're the ones that sent us to hunt home the first time to find the lost town of Grey Dawn. We had to go investigate why there was a disruption.
With the werewolves, right?
Yeah, the cannibals.
Yeah, that was when we were trying to interview somebody for a 5th, and Shae had all her undead related questions.
And that's when we met Avery.
Yep. So anyway, Grimbane continues on, and he says to you, "Well, this is the mission parameters. It's very light on information, which I can see what if you decide you want to pass on it, that would be why I would consider passing on it. I'm not saying you should. I've taken on these kinds of missions back before I retired, and sometimes it was worthwhile. At any rate,
real quick, Stormy.
You're cutting out in massive.
You are cutting out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
cutting out
large
worse
chunk.
now.
Yeah.
freaking Discord. So that setting didn't make a difference. What did you get out of it at all?
Honestly, the last thing that we really missed was just the full definition of the syndicate. But for our context, like I understand it well enough, to be fair. But we did miss that. So since it's happening, if we're going to be getting information on the mission, that's more important.
Did she ever cut out?
Yeah, you
Did I
guys
cut
do.
out for you guys?
Yeah, it's the both of you.
Yeah, it's you. You guys. Your Discord fiend.
But BT doesn't cut out at all for us.
No.
Understand.
So
which means it's got to be a Discord setting of some kind. How about you guys in stream? Anybody who's listening right now, sound off if I or anybody has cut out at all.
Aside from very obvious peaking when people get super excited.
Yeah.
Sounds fine. Yeah, so it's just our side.
Okay.
Like
just
your
like last time then.
Yeah.
Let me Google it.
It's a very odd thing for it to do, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was happening.
Well, we know it's not the mics because it's not cutting out for them, so it has to be a Discord thing.
Yeah, it's a Discord thing because last night during Curse of Strahd, like I could hear like every other word from people, but I was able to pick up context.
Speaking of bread, by the way, StarKitty, I definitely didn't order a new machine just for baking dough.
Paper.
It's sat there in the box. I haven't opened it yet.
Hey, if it helps you make dough faster.
Honestly, it's because I've been putting the dough into my Ninja mixer, and I was like, don't want to blow up the Ninja mixer because that ain't cheap to fix. So I was like, I'll get a specific thing to do it because I'm making bread often enough for it to be worth buying a specific tool.
I'm gonna try and test something. I'm gonna talk louder and see if this makes it cut out. Does it cut out when I'm talking louder at all?
You just cut out then?
What if I talk quieter like this? Is it cutting out at all when I'm talking like this? Does it? Do I need
Who
to
knows?
just? What?
Who knows? Because it's not a consistent thing.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
fine right now, and then as soon as you start,
be fine, and then all of a sudden you're cutting out every other word.
yeah.
And then we try to like tell you, and like it's not like it almost feels like you can't hear us when we're like, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Garrus, it's a Discord problem with Stormy, with us being able to hear Stormy. You guys on stream will hear him just fine. We will have
And you'll hear
an
us.
issue. Yeah.
Testing. What did he suggest?
Making a new channel. Sometimes Discord audio channels are like that. We found you have to make a new channel and then all join it. Have the same issue.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
If
The
you guys
only
are
thing
down,
with
I
that
can
is-
switch it to a be right back scene real quick and then create a new one.
We're gonna have to reset up the scenes because the pop-out window is specific to this
shit.
Discord channel.
Yeah, that would be a lot of.
Something to think about moving forward.
Yep.
But Garrus, I like the idea. It's definitely worth a try. we've done the restart Discord before. It doesn't seem to change what happens. But
Well-
I like the new channel thing.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it did last week. We ended up rebooting the whole computer, but we also did reboot Discord.
Yeah. I mean, I here's my vote. Let's do this. Let's get through the description of the mission. We'll it's about that time, close enough to take a break. Do the break. Close Discord, relaunch, and then when we come back in, stream still will stay up. We're just gonna lose audio for that, but I mean,
That sounds perfect. All right. Basically, he indicates that. I forgot where we were even at. What was the last thing that we talked about?
We were getting ready to
I
describe
think
the
details
mission.
there.
Okay, so mission details. Right. He was explaining that these kinds of this mission has very little information. It has the following. It's got the special flag. It recommends a 5 team member minimum. It's a 3-part mission. Part 1 is meet with the contact on site for more information, and then proceed to eradicate a ghoul nest in an old lost abbey. Part 2, secure an on-site relic of a forgotten deity within the abbey called the Sacred Ampulla. It lies somewhere within. Oh, that was redundant.
As he reads that off, Merrik will just absent-mindedly like touch the owl effigy that he has. He's like,
What was the name of the relic?
It's called the Sacred Ampulla. Ampulla. You know that yeah, I mean, you don't know much. Then part 3 is figure out how to use the relic to cleanse the abbey so the abbey can be used for refugees. Then rendezvous with the contact again and await further special instructions. So there may even be a part 4 that is not indicated in the mission parameters. It does share a little bit of details. Apparently, the team must rendezvous with an on-site agent of the primary on-site client. The contact's name is Frederick. And when you meet him, he's going to ask for a password. And the password is the 42nd.
Second.
The 42nd. Yeah. And that's it. That's all that there is about this mission.
When do you expect us to leave?
What was that, Druid?
When do they expect us to leave?
The mission needs to happen anytime within the next 10 to 15 days, it looks like. So it's not like a... No, actually it does indicate... yeah, within the next 10 days. I'll just retcon it.
okay. Well, Let us think for a second. Cue break time.
Yep. And this is a perfect time to take a break. We'll basically, all we're gonna do is once we're on break, we'll leave the channel and reopen it and see if that fixes it. So, all right, guys. But first, we'll take our break. Enjoy your break, and we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. Intermission montage to entertain you.
It's gonna be a montage.
Someone clip that. Ooh, that's clever. Man, high five me. Do it like.
Which
Wait, am I going right?
Yeah, that one. Dude, I'd like to say I was 100% not trying to remake that clip, but I genuinely had no freaking idea because this is a new scene.
Someone clip that. All right.
Fuck.
Where I was like, wait, let me help you. Let me help you. Blessings of goo upon you. And it gives you guidance.
It's an extra D4, right?
I hope someone clips that. Yeah, I believe it's an extra D4 for guidance, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for the 50.
I dropped the dice. All right, 18.
I'm gonna do the there.
Are you doing the monkey toast thing?
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. We all saw that.
I'm sure somebody's gonna clip it now.
$5? No, it's just.
Huh?
That'll be $5. No, just kidding.
Has come in handy. Somewhat. I didn't know fighting would be this much fun. I'm looking forward to what happens next. P.S. Journal, why does Miss Thyra's sword call her Dom Mommy? I'm not sure I know what that means.
Oh, I'm so glad I muted. I knew I had to myself.
Oh, shit.
I broke everybody, including me.
Better every week. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Athletics check to keep from being pushed back by the momentum of a 40-pound, sack of gnome being thrown at you. Sack of gnome.
At least you didn't say the gnome sack.
Gnome sack.
Oh, that's funny because that's what I was about to say.
Someone
Yeah.
don't clip that.
All right, and the Bob Ross moment has ended.
Eating my butt. Freaking chair.
Thyra's gonna walk up next to Sindri and just look down at him and go, "Uppies?"
It was it's weird because it's you feel it, but you feel it coming from it. It's not like you felt it. You felt the experience of it, and it's the same kind of relief of, wow, I've been working so hard out in the field and I'm so hungry, and you eat a meal, or I just, had some great sex. It's just one of those kinds of feelings. It's just like, oh.
Let me see how short Druid is in your chair.
Say less.
This is,
let me-
I love it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to say I love the scarf you've chosen for today, buddy. It looks amazing. Fits your outfit.
Oh damn, you tall.
Very tall, very fashionable. Holy crap. Wow, it really does cut off like
It looks like
almost the
Druid's
top
so
of his
far
head.
in the background.
She's only right there.
She looks miniature now. Like she's
looks like a giant-
she's like a half a mile behind you.
Jay has a super semi-unimportant question not related to anything.
Yes, Shay.
Absolutely.
What is milk toast?
Honestly, that is a.
That is a good question. I don't know what milk toast is.
Not a clue.
What? You guys are a bunch of ignoramuses. Milk toast is toast drowning in milk, glowing a bluish color, and it's built
The same
into
color?
It's built into the wall sconce as well.
The same color, the same blue glove.
Emmeline turns to look at the wall sconce and go, "Hey, Fern."
And it doesn't give off any heat.
Fern is sneaking up towards the top behind Miss Ray.
I'm like, "Fern, is this the same color?"
It is the same color, it's the same blue glove.
Thank you for indulging us there, Druid.
You're welcome.
She was the one who screwed him over twice.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
He hates her most of all. And yeah.
Did you see the little spider legs go?
You see little spider poop come out?
Oh, you made me silk.
Inflict wounds, chromatic orb, burning hands, armor of Agathis, command, entangle, thunderwave.
Why would anybody want their hands to burn?
God damn it.
I was alright with that until it just went, God damn it.
Yeah. Because I almost just,
StarKitty laughing at her own joke.
I almost just spit coffee everywhere. Thank you.
I was laughing at the reaction.
Shay, listen.
So you have defeated. Oh, and I didn't even whip it out. I went to whip. I had a figure for the scarecrow. It's not an actual scarecrow, but it looks kind of like a scarecrow. I'll show it off.
Broke BT.
I did.
Yes.
Whip it out, baby.
And I think I know what
Yeah,
comic
well, it's about proud.
All right.
Just we need to breeze.
And I think you broke Aries too.
I think Aries broke Aries.
The wang of Stormkeep.
What?
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Can I yeet the gnome?
So it depends on where you want to yeet, but yes, you could yeet him.
Directly
You could yeet him over
at
to
Merrik.
him
Merrik.
to catch, or you could
Straight-
yeet him to one of these
Merrik.
squares.
No, I want directly at Merrik.
Tonight's episode 74, comes about because of last week's episode 73. And so,
And before episode 75.
okay,
Power for that one.
That's right. So,
Okay, Storm is still processing.
Yeah, I'm still processing that episode.
I need to get with my producer and get this one fired. No, I'm just kidding.
What you talking about? I am a producer.
Oh, right. I don't know if you can use the processing ability. Oh, he tricked me. Damn it.
I applaud you, BT. Applaud you.
What a dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch the tip
You're
too.
gonna touch the tip?
You're going to touch the tip.
Just the tip.
That's the tip.
So
Yeah.
the tip of your finger to the tip of the sword, tip to tip. You give it a little poke.
Because we're
You give it a
sword
little
fighting.
poke.
Okay.
God, someone's gonna clip this. I fucking know it. All right.
Okay, this is Sperm talking, okay? The best part about it is that you could put a little dice in his mouth. And it looks extra derpy. You can't really tell, stop to hide your face.
I'm about to spit my tea out.
You're gonna get along with Merrik really well, I think.
Jay's just kind of standing there going,
Oh, yeah. I'll get along with Merrik. I'll get along. He's good. He's good. He's a good guy, I guess. You know, he's got that creative flair for shit. You know, I like that creative people. They got the impulse. You know, they got that creative juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yeah, definitely. And oh, look at this. I love my new master. She's awesome. Look at her. She's just tough on everything. She's my dommy mommy. Oh yeah. And then over there, oh my God, look at that sexy little beast. Look at that sexy little Sindri. Look at you. Boy, you're so hot. I'll bet you got a third leg under there, don't you? You know what I'm saying?
oh man, Tom, you're awesome.
Yes, he is.
Save for fate.
talking shit. How dare you talk shit? I will end you.
Now the creature, it goes.
Lord of potatoes.
You know, it took me a moment to process this. Yep, I said it. But
I just had this intense urge to just like pet you, like this. Intrusive thoughts.
I just can't right now.
as she says that to you, and you all are processing what you're experiencing, I got myself on that one.
It's the best word for it, though.
The
13.
Considering we would be.
Because
you know how hard it is to get this accent.
I know. I'm sorry. I
For
love
me,
you.
I struggle with it.
Sorry.
I struggle with it so much that I do it on my outside of this.
That's how I was with
I
God.
know.
Okay.
Oh,
You guys are
This is the color
amazing.
blue.
You're
This is what I've been seeing. It's the same color. It's the same blue blood.
Someone
it's the
clip
same
that.
green. It's the same green hair. Oh.
You guys should try high fives again.
We're good right now. Wait. Oh, I got it that time. Boom. We'll leave you with a fun intermission montage to entertain you.
It's gonna be a montage.
Someone clip that. Ooh, that's clever. Man, high five me. Do it like.
Which
Wait, am I going right?
Yeah, that one. I'd like to say I was 100% not trying to remake that clip, but I genuinely had no freaking idea because this is a new scene.
Someone clip that. All right.
Fuck.
Rada's like, wait, let me help you. Let me help you. Blessings of goo upon you. And he gives you guidance.
It's an extra D4, right?
I hope someone clips that. Yeah, I believe it's an extra D4 for guidance, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for the 50.
I dropped the dice. All right, 18.
I'm gonna do this. There.
Are you doing the monkey toes thing?
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. We all saw that.
I'm sure somebody's gonna clip it
$5?
now.
No, it's just,
Huh?
that'll be $5 thing. No, just kidding.
Has come in handy. Somewhat. I didn't know fighting would be this much fun. I'm looking forward to what happens next. P.S. Journal, why does Miss Thyra's sword call her Dommy Mommy? I'm not sure I know what that means.
Oh, I'm so glad I muted. I knew I had to myself.
Oh, shit.
I broke everybody, including me.
Every week. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Athletics check to keep from being pushed back by the momentum of a 40-pound, sack of gnome being thrown at you. Sack of gnome.
At least you didn't say the gnome sack.
Gnome sack.
Oh, that's funny because that's what I was about to say.
Someone
Yeah.
don't clip that.
I'm definitely not going to pour myself a cup of tea.
I love how your new habit is to tell people you're not doing something that you're actually doing. It's like this thing for you now. It's like your shtick. It's funny.
Just like
Totally
Sindri, I'm
non-existing right
totally not setting this staff on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
The question is he more BT or is he more Sindri?
Yeah, I think we've got kind of the same crossover between Druid and Fern.
True that.
There's a bit more Sindri than I actually thought there was.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Do you have any idea how much of Merrik is actually fate?
Yep.
The difference is the accent and the magic.
I mean, how many of the Sunday streams did you slip into that accent before Merrik?
A few.
The half English, half Australian accent.
Don't make me say it. I don't know what it is I'm going to say, but don't make me say it.
I distinctly remember Wookiees talking about it because I streamed with you. I'd got into the accent, and for like the full week when we were doing 40k during the week, I was still talking with that accent.
It's infectious.
Yes, we love to do voices around here.
Never.
All right.
I did the voices before I streamed.
Yeah, ditto.
Not gonna lie, when Story was describing earlier our characters talking to them about, getting the reports in line, I was like, man, if Emmeline was here, she'd be like, you will have a 120-page detailed report.
Yes. Yes.
God of scripture.
And now they barely get any sort of a report at all from us.
No, they get pretty comprehensive reports.
They get it recorded. What else do they need?
Yeah. They get exposition reports. It's fine. Merrik is far more detailed than I let on. That's also another difference between Merrik and Fate is Merrik can actually put words to paper.
You can put you're.
And Thyra can actually talk. Instead of just make random noises that sound like words.
Very true.
Oh, all right. Well, where were we?
So back to it, guys. You were wanting to have a chat amongst yourselves about the mission, and Grimbane was basically asks, "You all need me to run to the restroom while you all chat about it?"
I mean, I'm happy for you to stay.
I don't think any of us are bothered.
No.
If you'd like to, feel free. If you have to go, you have to go.
He's like, "No, I'm okay. I appreciate it.
Oh,
I'll sit."
You're like an unofficial part of the team.
Whoops. Was that loud?
Sorry. And I had clicked
that was
it on.
good. We still heard it.
Apparently not.
He's like an unofficial part of our team.
By the way, can you hear us okay right now?
Yes.
Currently? Okay,
Now.
good.
For now.
For now, yep.
Yeah. Well. Thoughts? Anyone?
I mean, I already expressed my point of view. I don't like the idea of accepting a mission that's quite... I mean, it's not as blind as I thought it was going to be, but there's still not a lot of details. But it will make us
There's one other little
look
footnote
good
here.
to the role that we've been given, rather than...
Yeah, one other footnote here that Grimbane says. He says, apparently the team needs to make sure that Frederick he's scratching his head for a second. The team needs to make sure that the on-site agent is not dispatched. I'm not sure why they phrased it that way.
Like the contact?
Exactly.
Through Raven's Edge, Thyra just says to everyone, he could quite possibly be a ghoul like that.
Shape
That's
chimes
what
in.
there is
You mean
also-
like Miss Adeline?
I believe that was her name.
It could also be if operators are used to running missions like this, you get rid of everyone you've spoken to about it. And that's why it's been specified.
Grimbane just sees all of us looking at each other like we're talking to each other, but it's all through Raven's head.
Oh no. Sindri actually says that out loud.
Okay. And Raven's Edge adds in to the discussion. Well, didn't Miss Evelyn, that queen of the Necropolitan, the Necropostophon, wasn't that the name of the city? I believe.
I think so.
I don't know.
Didn't she indicate that she was the queen of a new kind of unliving life form?
They're like dead but not dead at the same time.
Wasn't it husks or something like that, they said?
Yes, I do believe that was the case. Indicated.
That was in my head.
So, Shaka, I've tuned that all out. So one of the few things Merrik is like, I'm just gonna trust your judgment on because I tuned that all out. Living.
I've selected to not remember that.
Out loud, Thyra will just be like, I think we can understand why.
The notes that he has are still very comprehensive. Merrik has just shunted it from his brain.
Right. Grimbane says, all right, well, maybe this mission is a good fit. I guess it's up to you guys to determine that. Although, it recommends a 15 member. You may want to see who you can reach out to. I suppose we can accept the mission on contingency that we are able to recruit a fifth person temporarily for the mission.
Yeah.
Is that what you all want me to do?
And given our extra special secretness, will we be allowed to work with somebody else?
That's a good question.
That does limit the availability of certain people who, for sure.
However, I would make a strong argument that if Avery is available, that if she is willing, or if they are willing, been a while. Sorry. Given that we have spent time with them on the hunt home before, we know they are familiar with the environment, and we worked well together. That
we also know there's a level of trust.
yes, so I would imagine that we could apply some force to that. Whether it be successful or not, I mean, that's by all means, that's my pitch.
I suppose it also depends on if she's got clearance for that mission. They've got clearance for that mission.
We've got clearance for that mission, and they want us to bring on potentially another one. And if they're not available, then we'll find somebody else. But
let me
I
take
digress.
a look and see. Let me look at my roster again. It's been a while since I looked at Avery.
It's been a while.
Interesting. She doesn't have a special contingency license like you guys do, but
They.
right, they. Thank you for correcting me. But they do have a advanced security clearance, which is a kind of a rare commodity amongst realm runners. It means that they've accomplished some missions and have kind of proven their trustworthiness. So that could be something.
Avery is also a paladin.
Well, she's definitely. It looks like she's
Hey.
run a lot of missions to.
They.
It looks like they've run a lot of missions to
at home?
Well, they've run a lot of undead missions, so not necessarily all haunt
Does not
home.
surprise me, given the divine nature, or rather, their divine affinity.
Well, I doubt that either Micro-Agroplex or the Black Anchors Financial Syndicate would have an issue, but if they did, what would be your argument of having 2 paladins on the team?
We're going to haunt home.
It's a world of
Maybe.
undead.
Need me to say more?
The
Yeah,
only thing
yep.
better in my mind would be
Yeah,
a
cleric. But those are hard to come by, right?
Yes, they are.
That or
all right.
potentially a druid would I feel would be sufficient.
Yeah,
but
Druid that we know is now dead.
I understand that, but druids, from my understanding, from Valion, are very apt at a variety of things. I digress. Yes, send in the the acceptance of said mission, and we will find our fifth.
Would you all like
I'm
me
so sorry.
to contact Avery on your behalf and see if she's available?
Okay.
What window you want? Since it looks like there's a 10-day window on this, you want me to add that in? Did I say she again? Oh,
Yes.
I'm not frustrated
older,
at the
we're
situation.
trying.
I'm not frustrated myself.
I mean, I know you had quite the affinity with Avery.
Yes. And I know that Shae has been most likely messaging them on a pretty regular basis.
Shae does keep in contact with Avery. He does mail her just to see how she's doing.
Would you prefer to
Someday.
contact her directly then, instead of me? It's up to you all.
Shae already did.
Okay. Then here you go. The mission has been accepted. I did make a note that you're gonna take a couple of days to get your 5th, and you let me know what day you want to start the mission.
We need to wait for our relics.
I believe the last step is them studying attunement.
We still have a few days for them to study it without us.
To be
before
fair,
we-
by the end of the week, they said they'd be ready, so... But the end of
If
week.
you want, we can schedule the meeting for next, or not the meeting, the mission for next Monday then. That way you have the weekend after you've...
And that gives us a chance to be able to sit down and have a meal with you.
But just in case, Mr. Grimmbane, do you have a list of people we could possibly contact as a 5th if Avery is not available?
I'll put together a list for you.
Okay.
And you'll let me know. I appreciate the thought, Thyra. Let's, if it's all right with you though, I don't want to change your focus before a mission like this. So if it's all right with you, let's have
Let's do
that
it when we get
conversation.
back.
Yeah, when you get
How's
back,
that?
exactly.
Excellent. Lovely. Well,
All right, did you all like the fajitas?
They were super yummy. Even Milo liked the chicken. And he devoured the shrimp.
I wasn't too keen on the shrimp. It was yummy, but yeah. I still like your barbecue.
Seafood for me. I'll go all the way.
Well, we shall keep in touch then.
Indeed. You all have a wonderful evening, and I'll get back with you in the next couple of days. All right. He's off.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And I believe, you already contacted Avery. Go ahead.
So for action plan, we have Wednesday. So in 2 days, we go to Hanson's office and look at the transcripts. We need to do the attunement process and study.
On Friday.
And Merrik needs to buy a bunch of paper.
That can happen, I guess,
Anytime.
yeah.
Does Merrik need special kind of paper, or is this paper that Shae can order off of Zonima?
Special paper. Yeah.
Roll type paper.
I could do that. I could do that tomorrow. Yeah.
What sort of special paper are you wanting out of character?
The kind of paper I can make scrolls with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you know, we'll just say that at some point in conversation with Grimbane or whomever, you have a contact. Like, remember how you guys found the clothing store for Realm Runners? Effectively, well, actually, no. Never mind all that. Like, you can basically just go straight to your guild and talk to them. They're going to be the best source for that kind of paper. So,
yeah, I was gonna be like, I need paper.
I'm not even gonna, unless you want to role play that. I wasn't
I'll
even gonna role
trade you
play.
a spell for unlimited paper.
Yeah, no, we can just exposition out. I don't. I'm good.
Basically, yeah, you. If you want to scribe something, you know, on the kind of scrolls that need to be used in the field, they can provide what you need. You know, if you need it in volume, then they'll basically sell it to you at cost. So, you know, but if you just need, you know, a random few for the field, then that's fine. You know, it's really up to you. There's no charge.
I would love at least 10 pages.
Oh, that's easily in their wheelhouse without even having to charge you anything. So,
oh, beautiful.
So Wednesday, I meet with Hanson. Friday, attunement, and then Monday is the mission, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And sometime in between, Avery needs to respond back.
Yeah. We'll get to that right now, actually. So, since it was pretty late when you sent what? Go ahead.
Just a thought while we were talking about scrolls. It might be advantageous to see if we can get what was it? Something that can remove curses on scrolls or something like that, given what happened last time.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Yeah, I have removed curse.
As long as we've got that covered.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, so the next, that evening is a bit late. She doesn't get back to you in no mail until the next day.
It's a short and sweet email. It says, "Hello, Avery. It's Shae. Are you available in the next 10 days to start a mission with us? Question mark."
She responds back the next day. I'm booked up this week, but I'm available starting on the weekend. What sort of mission?
Shae runs up to everybody. Avery is available. She's asking what the mission is.
The Haunt Home. 3-part, special mission, secret. Send her the details.
Shae responds back with, hello Avery,
looking
thank
to-
you for
to
letting
leave
us know
Monday.
it's
So you're talking over each other. Second
So I was just gonna say, looking to leave Monday.
oh okay.
She's composing this like in front of everybody.
Okay.
Hello Avery, thank you for responding. We're looking to leave on Monday for a mission to hunt home a secret mission. More details discussed in person. Does that sound like okay?
She hit send.
Yeah, she, not long after that, she responds back with, is this, this special mission on the deep web?
Shae responds back with, you know?
The handprint.
Yeah, they respond back. Yeah, I was eyeing that one. I have been doing some special consulting work, and because of that, I have a higher end clearance. I was curious about that one. Is that the one?
She responds back with, yes.
Cool. Whatever it is, I'm in.
Shae will send details soon.
Excellent.
He says, thanks. It'll be great to get out in the field again, and great to see you guys again.
Those undead.
Oh,
are
Shae would
fucked.
have-
There's 2 paladins.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't mean to talk over you.
I said, no, it's okay. I just said, not even, I was not in character. I just said, those undead are fucked. There's 2 paladins.
The email, the email going back and forth, Mr. Grimbane would have been CC'd.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then we can move on to Wednesday if you guys want, since Tuesday was and I'm sure Tuesday would be the day that Merrik spent making scrolls at the of course the folks there at the yours so his is the guild song and yours is the
Sindri's the bell tone.
bell tone. He's the guild song.
And I'm the
Merrik
guild
is the
song.
guild song.
So the folks at the guild song are excited to have you there, and then you're letting them know I'm out on a mission soon again, and they're like, oh wow, no rest for the wicked, but they're happy for you. They're like, are you still scheduled to do the attunement experiment on Friday?
Yes. But you know what? I know you're so excited that I'm here, and I do have a lot to do, but I would love to show you something that I've cooked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're going to
Yes,
show
yes.
both of the right now the boss isn't the head guy isn't there. I forget his name.
Mhm.
But, I could bring it up, but there are a couple other folks that are there. Okay, what do you show
Yeah.
off?
I'm gonna show off Spellweaver's stance first. Because I'm like, you're a bunch of mages. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna fuck with you mages.
So they're kind of terrified when you demonstrate this to them.
For everyone else, because they don't know what it is, I will describe it. Yeah. So Spellweaver's stance, as a bonus action and concentration up to a minute, while maintaining Spellweaver's stance, you have an advantage on dexterity saving throws. When you are targeted by a ranged spell attack while in the stance, you can use a reaction to attempt to deflect the attack. Make a con saving throw against the attack roll. On a successful save, the attack misses, and I can redirect the energy to make a ranged spell attack against the attacker, dealing damage equal to half the damage of the spell, and then the spell ends. So I'm just gonna catch it, send it.
It's like a redirect counterspell.
Yep.
Yes, very cool. Very cool. They're like terrified of this new spell tech that you have crafted, and also incredibly intrigued. You know, they're like, wow, this could change. This could upend things. They're like, don't share this with anybody else.
You think that's cool? Get a load of this, and without explaining it, Merrik will show off elemental infusion. He'll explain it after the fact, but Merrik will pull out his dagger because he hasn't replaced the short sword element of it. Just saying. And I will activate elemental infusion for those at home. Basically, as a bonus action, concentration up to a minute, I can infuse a weapon that I'm holding with elemental energy, choosing fire, cold, lightning, acid, or force. It'll deal 1d6 extra damage of the chosen type on a successful hit. And then as a bonus action on subsequent turns, I can change the element type. So they'll see me, you know, I'll infuse it, which doesn't seem too particular. But then I'm just going to be like,
well, what they note of is that you can do it as a bonus action, and that you can change it on the fly. Mm-hmm. That is, they're like,
so yeah. Ooh. So the initial like, oh, and you see the sparks for the lightning element kind of crackling along the blade, and it's like, oh, okay. You're like, yeah, and then snap, and then you see like red sparks for the flames, and then I'll just cycle through the elements and watch them just kind of shift slowly, like one to the next, to the next, to the next, and keep doing it.
Yeah, they're really like, ooh, there's some all kinds of great applications for this, especially in yeah, they're thrilled with what you're sharing.
And then the last one. I'll set up a single target. And then you're familiar with the Steel Wind Strike with multiple targets, yes?
They are. You said it's a valuable spell. Very, very good. Very useful.
Yeah. I've managed to condense it to a single target, and then I'll demonstrate. And with Iron Barrage, it'll function very similar to Steel Wind Strike, where I target a creature, but instead of multiple creatures, I'll target one, dealing 3d10 slashing damage, but I make 3 melee spell attacks. And then teleport up to 10 feet in a direction on the as one of the attacks. So it's mirroring Steel Wind Strike, but just targeted on one target.
They're like, that's a unique application of. They're like, how did you know? Basically, they end up chatting with you about how did you figure out how to do this, and and they're super intrigued, and hopefully,
and they see Merrik's notes. Yeah, I show them the notes, and much as I described earlier, they're like, oh, it's like overwhelming because it's like I recognize the format, but I don't recognize the language, but I do and don't. Like it's just
right.
It's like old English reading Shakespeare. I get it, but yeah.
You doing surgery over there, Druid?
No.
Excavation.
Yeah. But yes, we can study those a bit more. So there's a little bit to chew on. As an aside, it doesn't have to be right now or anytime soon, and I'm happily will pay for it. But do you happen to have like a crystal basin and a spare wooden staff?
They don't.
Okay, that's fine. Carry on.
You have to go on a quest for that.
Yeah, that's fine. I can probably find one on Zanima. Yes, very funny. I'm gonna go waste some paper. And then
You could always just ask Sindri for a spare staff. As soon as he's go. at least one right now. Soon to have another.
See, it's 100% just going to be like Echo's perch, and like I know there's going to get shit all over it, and I don't want to do that to your staff. I want some random thing like it. It's more of a
It's these
joke.
relic stuff. The others are just going into the hoard and forgotten about.
Fair enough.
To be
The
used to
hoard is
prop up a
precious.
shelf. There's too much
yeah,
on
so
the shelf, but this stuff will hold it.
I will say, for exposition's sake, in this between now and the time that we leave for the mission, Merrik is going to make 3 scrolls of grease, 2 scrolls of Shadowblade, and 2 scrolls of Mire of the Forsaken.
And the request?
What?
I thought he requested at least a 1 remove curse scroll.
Oh, I can cast Remove Curse.
That doesn't mean you can't put it on a scroll so somebody else can.
Until somebody else brings it up to Merrik. Merrick's like, I can cast it, so I don't care. Like he didn't. It makes sense for it to be prepared in the spell book. He's grabbing things that he wants but doesn't want to prepare.
Thanks for the prime sub, DeMarco. Appreciate you. Okay, whatever.
Until someone says something, yeah. And then Merrik is gonna fashion these scrolls inside just a little leather cover, almost like a spell book.
Fucking
Okay.
sick.
Scrolls. But that's all that Merrik is really going to be doing in and amongst all the other things that happen. So just from point A to point B, just to exposition it.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're now to Wednesday. You're meeting with Hanson, but we can wait till BT gets back. He's just letting the dog out. Who let the dog out?
BT did.
Yes. Neither Naboo's got to go poo. Hello, DeMarco. Thank you again. I mean, feel free to carry on. I can hear. Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, you want him to meet with Hanson on Wednesday. Facilitated by
Shae.
yours truly over here. And so if I remember correctly, you had asked for the whole team to go?
I asked for the whole, yes, I did ask if the whole team could come, but I mean, if not everybody wants to go, it's understandable, but Shae figured she at least needs to go with Mr. Merrik.
Yeah. Now he was fine with, since, right now you're in a official capacity friendship kind of thing, so, and it actually, he indicated that it's probably better if the whole team comes because then it'll look like an official consultancy of some kind. Okay. And he can put it on the books that way. And he as you guys arrive to hit his office, he's got a different office than before, and there's an assistant outside, a friendly little dwarf lady who asks you, what are you here to see?
We're here to see Mr. Jensen Hansen. Let him know Shae has arrived with her friend.
Shae, yes, you're his consultancy appointment at, what was the time that we had set, or did we?
I don't think we
said
Wednesday.
it.
said it.
Yeah, Wednesday. That was
Wednesday. You're his consultancy appointment at 1, yes?
Yes.
You're a bit early, but he's actually back there having lunch at the moment. He was quite excited about this meeting today, which is unusual for him. So I'll let him know that you're here. And
Tell him not to rush.
What was that, BT?
Pretty sure we know why he's excited.
So she
Ira visibly just like.
He bobbles back, knocks on his door, and then lets him know. And then he comes bounding out of the room, Hi guys. Hi Shae. How are you all today?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
The same. Fantastic. It's good to see you all. You I take it that your trip over was easy. All right. So I've set aside a I know you're here a little early, but I was just chewing on some lunch and I was basically done. But I set up a meeting room for us. So if you guys will follow me, we can get right to that project. And he takes you down the hall to a conference room and lets you all in. And before he leaves, he asks, Sherry, can you have someone bring us some tea and coffee and some sort of snacks? And she's like, of course, sir. I'll be glad to. And he then, he takes you all to that room. And just as you guys are filing in, some people's, a person shows up, an intern of some kind shows up with what was asked for. And he says, he's chatting with you all, but you can tell that he glances over at Shae more often than the rest of you. And
Shae looks over at the intern and goes, can you bring 2 more pots of coffee, please? Just in case.
They say, no problem. Would you like some snacks for your kitty?
Shae looks at Milo.
Snacks? Yes, please.
Glad I had headphones on then, because Naboo knows that word.
He knows that word, huh? Right.
So does the bird.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's amazing.
Naboo has a button that says the S word specifically.
Are you serious?
So we can request. It's how I got him to learn the other buttons.
Oh.
So unfortunately, I had to keep the button that says that particular word.
How many buttons does he have?
4.
I think we figured out that
he's got that, toilet, dad when he wants to get my attention, and the other one that's died. I don't know what that did say. I've forgotten.
I think we figured out the bird can definitively understand 10 words.
10 to 11, yeah.
10 to 11.
Words and or phrases kind of grouped together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And she knows what they mean.
Yeah. Anyway.
Naboo's favorite phrase. Do you want to GO? Because that's basically walkies. And then, of course, just the S word. He's currently all chilled and led on my foot, so I'm definitely not saying that word.
Yeah, it's Naboo DeMarco, from Star Wars.
Specifically from Star Wars and the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, and I agree with DeMarco. You should totally film him using those sometime. That would be epic. Put him on Discord. We would love to see that.
Put his ass on blast.
All right.
So you can make fun of his accent. No, just.
Yeah. I mean, it is just my voice on all the buttons.
Yeah. You guys all sit down around the conference table, and he says to you, he kind of leans forward and says under his breath, so you should be able to access the files, assuming that you have the proper password for them. And this room is a secure wireless network. So have at it. I'm sure it might take you some time, but I can hang out. We need to make it look official, so we'll just hang out here. Did you all? Are you all okay if I see them, or do I need to turn away, and what's the sitch?
You see them, you're going to have to be sure that you can keep a lot of secrets.
And also, you're probably putting yourself in that danger that we hinted at before.
To be clear, it's not an audio file. It's actually text. Yeah?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
No, I'm asking.
Yes.
It's text, not an audio file.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean...
But
we'll
you
just
might
sit over
discuss it
here.
or something. It's all right. It's, I can sneak to the bathroom if you need me to, but...
You'll be fine just hanging out here.
All right.
Excellent.
Maybe Shae and I can chat a bit more while you read it. It's been
That's perfectly fine.
I really enjoyed getting those emails from you. At first, I'll be honest, they were a bit off-putting and a bit annoying because of the volume of questions that you sent. But I found myself really enjoying the questions, and when you were off on missions, I missed that I wasn't getting an email with your questions.
Oh, Shae would still email him questions.
Well, you can't email questions from.
Oh yeah, I can't do that anymore.
You never could.
It just got
No,
unsent.
when we're back in Progentica, she would.
Oh yeah.
Those emails again.
Yeah. I'm saying when you're out on missions, yeah. He's all like, and it just sort of became like a morning ritual kind of thing that I would get questions from you. Just the most unusual questions that I'm like, did anyone, like, who raised this poor girl? But I didn't mean that in a bad way. Just, it showed that you have a unique perspective on the world, and that there's lots that you want to learn, and I think that's pretty cool.
He goes, oh, she pulls out a little brown paper bag and hands it to him. They made bread.
Oh, for me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Can I try it now?
Sure.
He's like, he yummed. So this is delicious. He enjoys it with his coffee. He's like, this is amazing.
Bread rolls and croissants. And
Okay.
Shae's been trying all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
How would Shae pronounce croissant?
Quacksant.
See, how is it spelled?
I would think she would just say crescent, because that's what I called them as a kid. I called them crescent rolls.
Or croissant.
Croissant. Croissant. He would sound it out.
All right, let's move on. So, you guys. So, who all is looking through the files while she's sort of distracting Hansen by chatting?
Yeah.
While that conversation's on, I imagine that the three of us are, even if we're not reading the file, we are damn well trying to read it. I don't want to know, don't want to hear, just focus.
Merrik definitely takes notes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's not going to copy it verbatim because he knows how long that's going to take, but he's going to...
What's he taking notes on?
The transcript. He's making cliff notes of it.
No, what is he physically taking notes on?
Oh. In his journal. In a book.
Just a thought, Merrik, while you're writing there.
Yeah.
If you want more knowledge of it, if I read this, will you be able to pull it from my memory using detect thoughts?
So when Hansen sees you all taking notes about it, he's like, just in case you all weren't clear, that is the highest level of security clearance that exists. Probably not the best idea to write that on physical form. You will lose your clearance if anyone ever caught you doing it.
Merrik is more irritated at the waste of paper and ink. Just rips it out.
So, going off what He's just said, let's do that back at the mansion.
Yeah.
I mean, house. Definitely a house.
Apartments.
Hanson's like,
I meant home.
he has this look on his face like, you know, they must, you know, you guys are, he still thinks of you guys as sort of like, you know, Outlander style country bumpkins, right? And so, because that is your background that you all had shared, is that, and so he just thinks that you like to call it the mansion, you know, in his head. It's the look on his face. You don't know for sure, but that's, All right, so you're gonna try, like, what, reading it at the same time so that you have a memory of it in your head so that he can detect thoughts later and then, like, you guys can basically scribe it back at the grid?
I'm just gonna think and project out into the ether. Raven's Edge.
Yes, of course, my boy.
May I speak with Sindri, please?
Done.
Sindri.
Oh, says it out loud.
A thought occurred to me. Memories are subjective in a lot of ways. Your interpretation of them can reframe its intent. However, this is now a living, breathing document. I wonder if your spell would be able to recite it later with a bit more accuracy.
That's a very good point.
I would like to try both.
Makes sense.
Fantastic.
And funnily enough, I was actually thinking of trying the Abra Knuckle again using that later on.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't want to try that one on my own. Not after last time.
Yeah. Yes. We can work on some. We'll discuss it later. Yes. So then, Merrik and Sindri read it together. I'd imagine Merrik would grab like his quill that's not full of ink anymore, and skim along with it so that we're kind of at the same pace.
Thyra is on the opposite side of the room, just like doing stretches, and is looking terribly bored.
Yeah.
One more quick interruption, Merrik.
Oi.
If we burn them afterwards, you make bullet points of all the points to make you remember the main key points, and I'll read your list. And then you burn it afterwards so it doesn't exist.
And then Merrik is I'm just gonna have this like, I like it, but then he's just gonna point to the oracle and just be like, you know, it's not a bad idea. I think I can bullet point those up here. Yeah, it's not that hard. I don't necessarily want Hanson knowing we're removing this information. It's already dangerous.
I mean, making notes and incinerating it just to remember what happened.
But from point A to point B, we could have a problem.
Well, don't forget that it's possible that the devices would be recording everything that you're doing, so.
I do have a question about that. We're accessing the highest level of security on their internal network. Surely they'd have some way to stop it recording in that room. Or when they're accessing that secure files.
Correct.
That's obviously above table.
Right. Yeah, that was what Hanson indicated, that this room is meant to be what's called a silent room, or a dead space, so that you can access the specialized file in the intranet, but it deactivates the kinds of, you know, things that would allow you to make copies of what you're reading, including recording. It basically kind of, you have to put your devices into a mode that they can't be used.
I'm just slightly distracted because Naboo's currently flipping over his toy box.
He's what?
Flipping over his toy box. He's got a box about yay big, full of toys, and he's just pouring the side of it, and I keep seeing rock, rock, rock.
You need a dog cam.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm sure
All
we
right.
will.
So, what do you? What do you want to know from like the? Are you gonna look for something specific in the transcript, or do you want to? You want me to just? I'll be honest. I haven't pre-written it, but I can make it up on the fly.
Fair enough. I would imagine the things that Merrik is probably most concerned about is the reactions of the others, understanding how Marburg had mentioned that our existence creates a lot of volatility. Mm-hmm. So I want to know their true, or I'd imagine I might not know their true feelings, but like their expressed feelings on our existence and whether we should be cautious around certain individuals or certain companies. And then in what light did he paint us? Is it a boon or a bane? He said one thing to us.
Yes.
What did he?
So
then...
don't. You're okay. Do one thing at a time here. I'll share this. He has the. There's the first meeting. First opening of the meeting. They're all like, "All right, what'd you call this emergency meeting for?" kind of thing. And he's like, "Well, this about you. I'm sure you guys have heard about the that new up and coming team. It's making waves and making a name for themselves, the freelancers." And then he explains, well, it turns out not only are they one of the first ones that were, or one of the few survivors of an encounter with the Deathstalker, but apparently they're unique beings because these Realm Runners did not come from Progentica. They came from the Barbary worlds, each one from a different Barbary world. And the dragons are like, at first they're scoffing, like, what evidence do you have of that? That's dumb. And it makes no sense. It's not really possible. I mean, how did they get here? The same way we did, flying through space? That's, and that kind of stuff. And although technically the space that you guys went through was different than the space they went through.
Still, like,
he and then he said, no, I can 100% confirm, because as soon as I had my meeting with them, I could smell Haunt Home all over them, all over again. And they're like, you sure you weren't just imagining it? And they're like, no, after I brought it up to them, they effectively admitted it, and the conversation went further. And I'm 100% certain. I have zero doubt. If you were to, and if you look at the strange, look at these reports that we have from their DNA samples, they have unique genetic markers that don't exist on people in Progentica. It was missed because this is a particular genetic marker that the Realm Runners Association looks for. They would have no reason to look for it. And then they say, oh wow, this is obviously confirmation. What does this mean to us? And then some of them are like, we should eat them immediately. and then in this, that was actually the white dragon who said that. And then the red dragon is like, I don't know about eating them, but I'm for eliminating them immediately. And you can tell that Marburg kind of brought them down from that. No, and the black dragon actually piped in and said, well, but they're progressing at an alarming rate, which is quite fascinating. They might be able to accomplish some things to us that we haven't been able to before. And Marburg agreed with him and continued to help talk them down, saying, look, at the very least, they're fascinating creatures. And I feel like it's more useful for us to learn from them, learn about them, keep an eye on them to see if this is an anomaly or something that's going to happen again in the future. You know, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if there were a way to travel between the worlds more effectively than the realm runners do. And they're like, yeah, that's true. It would be, useful. And then, the red one's like, oh, and it does sound kind of interesting. I haven't had anything fascinating happen in hundreds of years. And like, yeah, but they could be a threat. And they said, yeah, that's, they start having this conversation, this argument about they're growing so fast, they could rise to be a threat. And they all said, yeah, but we have the hegemony of our union. And if it ever looks like they're going to be a threat to us, then we can deal with them together. There's none who could stand against us if we did such a thing. And they're like, that's true. And Marburg's like, I find them fascinating and quite honorable. Obviously, I would side with the council if that was what you all decided was necessary. But I think that it would be better for us to continue observing them, to learn more about them. It'll allow us to learn more about the other worlds. Then we may be able to learn more about the stupid Deathstalker. Who knows? We may even be able to understand a bit more of the various planes that are part of the lattice. And they're like, yeah, that's true. Who knows what? They basically have this kind of conversation about you all, and come to the conclusion that they're going to take a wait and see approach for now, and they're going to observe. And he then suggests, let me give them a special contingency license, and we can throw some of the nastiest, most difficult missions their way. and if they rise to the occasion, then they could potentially be assets for Progentica as opposed to threats. And they're like, okay, all right, you could tell that from the conversation that Marburg keeps trying to steer it in such a way that he makes it seem less nefarious, right? Because he knows that he promised you the transcripts of this. And you can tell that he's steering the conversation in a way to be as supportive of you guys as possible, but also being, he's doing that kind of political dance where, he's saying one thing, saying, oh yeah, I'm with you guys, but this, that kind of thing. And he, throughout it, the most aggressive ones, in the end, the red one seems to be the most aggressive one. Although, and the black one is more curious, but, ready to stomp you out if needed. And the white one is actually has kind of come more on board with Marburg's thinking that you guys are interesting. And of course, just remembering timeline, this is all before you saved his adopted daughter. So
yes,
the bottom line is throughout the conversation, it eventually devolves into, something to the effect of, how are things going with, that research tech that you guys are on? Oh yeah, it's going pretty good. We run into some trouble and stuff. And then occasionally they'll pop in and say, but we got some good, some good feedback from Chairman Cromwell's group. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. They always seem to have exactly what we need to piece together, don't they? Yeah, that uppity immortal human, if he wasn't so useful and had his fingers in everything, I would consider him a threat, but he seems to always they basically kind of devolve into sort of complaining and whining and griping about him, not in any way that they feel it's like they're grousing that he has as much power as he has, and they don't have the power that he has. I mean, they obviously have the majority of the power in the world, but they don't like the fact that he has the power. He has kind of a shadow control over everything, in a way, or at least is a shadow, not control, but so much as his fingers in everything, and that he is a necessity at this point. He is basically crafted an organization and a skill set and technology, and he's crafted so many things that have been good for Progentica and have been good for the dragons and good for the entire system, that they don't like relying on him, basically. They don't hate him, obviously. It's just more like envy slash.
We could.
Yeah, just sort of like they don't. I think you get the gist.
Yeah, I get the point.
Any other specific things? Did I miss anything?
I was mostly what we were concerned about.
At no point does he tell the others that he's giving us a transcript.
Yes, no, he does not tell them that he's giving you guys the transcript, right?
Cool. I look at Sindri and just be like, yeah, I don't need to write anything down. I think I got that.
Yeah, it does seem kind of what I'd expect from that sort of meeting about us, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah. All right. No, Thyra, I am so sorry. You look extremely thrilled.
Thyra is opposite side of the room and doing a handstand against the wall.
I'm just gonna say what's so funny is I imagine looking over and seeing Thyra doing a fucking handstand. I was just about to be like, what are you doing, fucking handstands over there? Like,
she's doing handstands, she's doing wall sits, she's doing wall push-ups.
Hippopotamus, I thought you were doing fucking handstands.
It's so fucking funny.
I don't imagine you doing handstands on the wall. I imagine you doing Superman push-ups. You know what a Superman push-up is?
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
It's a handstand where you're not against the wall. Sometimes a Superman push-up can be a handstand against the wall, but I imagine you doing it the Superman way, where basically you're doing push-ups, but it's not push-ups. Like, it's a handstand, but it's a
head press with your body.
It's a head press with your whole body. Yeah, I used to could do those back when I was in the military, but that was a long time ago.
She was doing those earlier, but she's just bored, so she's like practicing walking, just doing hands, like just low
agility basics.
Yeah,
let's quick RP the convo between you and Hansen.
Oh.
So, how have you been? How have the missions been going?
Missions have been going good. Chase been on lots of things, and yeah. Did you know that a pirate is not a giant rat?
think I was aware of that. he giggles. He giggles. What made you think that Pyre was a giant rat?
Well, because there's the word the word rat is in the word, so I thought they were giant rats that serve pie.
Oh, pie. Okay. You like pie? Do you have a favorite?
So far, I like all of them. Miss Thyra. I always ask Miss Thyra to take me to this bakery that's like not too far from Malden's Pit, and they have like the best stuff.
Oh, really?
So much so that Shae's learning how to bake.
Oh, so you baked this bread?
Yes, I made it myself.
It's really good.
Thank you. It only took me like 17 tries, but hey.
Wow. I mean, there's no better teacher than failure.
Yeah, well, sometimes looking at these recipes, Shae is like, what does 1/3 mean? Is it 1 cup for every 3? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Shae has been learning a lot.
Well, I hope so. Your questions have always been fascinating to me. I hope that I've been able to share some interesting things.
Oh yes, Shae has had very, very many moments. You can ask Milo.
I kind of have those moments, when I get your questions in a way. Like some of your questions make me think about things in ways that I hadn't really considered before. And that's honestly one of the things that I really like about you and is you have a unique way of looking at the world.
This world is very different from the boonies that Shae grew up in.
Well, you seem to be acclimating really well.
Shae has had good teachers, like Mr. Sindri. Mr. Sindri is very good at using this technology.
It's good to have friends that can share their knowledge and abilities with each other.
It is. It was because of that Shae was able to find the streaming service called Twerk. Do you follow any streamers? Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, I used to get into yeah. I used to watch some streamers.
Shae recommends Rylan G Wizard.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I haven't been on. What was it? You called it again?
Twerk.
Twerk.
Or no, Tweak. It's
Tweak.
Tweak streamers. They're Tweak streamers.
So I haven't been on Tweak in a while because I've been really busy lately. But I used to. Yeah. There was this one that I used to watch when I was younger. Scully's Closet. You have to check her out.
She automatically starts looking her up.
Oh, Shae will have to check her out next time she is live.
She likes to, her motif, her theme is she likes to collect bones in her closet. She's like a queen of bones.
Oh, okay.
You get it.
Scully is now canon.
The temptation for Merrik to pop up. So she's got some skeletons in that closet, eh? Back to reading.
Yeah, I actually, out of character, I love that about her username. That, it's literally that. It's pretty cool. So, you guys end up having a fun conversation, an enjoyable conversation. And then, once the time starts to wrap up and you're done with your thing, you can tell that Hanson's, he seems a bit sad. Well, I guess our time's up. I appreciate you all coming in and consulting with me. I'll make sure I pass on this info to those who could use it. And if you need me for anything, he looks right at Shae. I'm always here for you.
He goes up and shakes his hand.
He's like,
Right as he said.
he's both happy and looks a little like that little bit of pain, sad, like, oh God, am I getting friend zoned? That kind of thing. But he, he's happy to be of help. And you guys head out and you're on your way home. And that was the Wednesday, so Friday attunement comes around, and you all basically early morning. All four of you have to get up early morning to go because they want to. It's the last day that they're going to have to study them, and they want to study the attunement, and they want to study you guys using the items, of course, in a controlled setting. And what?
Thyra looks extra cranky today because it's extra early. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. They because you're doing this, they hold this special experiment at Sindri's place this time, but they all kind of congregate there. But it makes sense because it was at the dog.
Yes, he just kicked me, so I lifted his leg up.
They have, they kind of have slightly better facilities specifically for that kind of stuff and the experiments they want to do. Some of their facilities are similar, obviously for testing spells and things like that, on training dummies or whatever, but special material walls, things like that. His facility just is what they came together themselves. They discussed, not in person, but you get what I'm saying. They decided that it was best to, and so you all are all there, and it's a meeting of the minds of two different guilds, and they're excited to. They actually during it they thank you all. A couple of them, the two leaders especially of both guilds, thank you for inadvertently bringing them a little bit closer together. I mean, they of course had worked with each other and knew each other professionally and all that stuff for years, but they never really had a specific impetus to work more closely together until you guys came along. And so they're grateful to that somehow just indirectly you guys were able to create a situation where they could collaborate more effectively and more purposefully with each other and get to know each other better and stuff. And so they look forward to, they have all kinds of interesting ideas, and they study you guys doing all kinds of different, magical tests, physical tests. Yes.
I will say out of everybody, Merrik goes last in attunement. Thyra is super cranky because it's early. Merrik is extremely nervous, mainly because he knows what this means, that this type of power is addicting, and he is aware of his proclivity. So he's like, I'm just afraid of the person I may become. Mm-hmm. Though not afraid of the challenge, but just knowing like I'm gonna feel different about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you like palms are sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
His
arms are not heavy. Yeah, no. But he's kind of pacey. He's like, yeah, like just
during the time then, some of the
yeah.
Some of the folks there, some of the various, researchers and stuff, they keep comforting you, saying, it's obvious that you're nervous. With Thyra, they just sort of They're very polite and short with her. Not short like curt, but like
Direct.
yeah. They're just like they're very polite. They don't pressure. They're like okay, we're gonna back off.
Yeah.
Let her.
Totally.
But with you, they're like they keep
Like,
trying
listen.
to comfort you and.
Yeah.
Because you seem obviously nervous. No reason to be nervous. This isn't gonna hurt. All this stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would imagine both Sindri and Merrik are like, okay, listen, this is how you're gonna have to deal with Thyra. Be very straightforward, be direct, be polite. She might push back a little bit. Don't get upset about it. She does not understand magic the way we do. And I promise you this, you will never see that helmet again if you upset her too much. Because she won't let you see it. So, please, thank you. I trust you guys. Luck.
Right. All right. So.
Forget it makes us strong.
Yeah. And then you guys spend the whole day with them. They learn a lot. You all learn a lot about yourselves as well as the relics and the whole process of their experiments. You guys feel like you understand their facility and their motives better. Like it's overall a very learning capable day. Like everybody really gets a lot out of it. Even Thyra and Shae, because now you kind of understand, like Thyra has always had this kind of almost instant bond with Raven's Edge. But now the attuning to the relic is a more active, conscious thing that she needed to work at, and so because of that, it's very telling and helps her understand it and herself better, and how that kind of attunement works, and how rare and special it is. And the same thing for Shae. Oh, you're about to say something?
I could just see it. They're working with Shae on attunement, and then Shae's like, so what are you guys checking for? And they answer, it goes, why? What does that mean?
Yes. She's constantly, but why? But why? But why? They eventually say, just because. This is what we got.
Because why?
Soon as he says just because, like Thyra does like an arm cross.
Very notable. Merrik does not prep anybody on Shae. I think he finds that hilarious. Just like, yeah, you would. Besides, they're gonna ask questions. It's fair that you do too.
Of course, because you're there the whole day, they feed you a great lunch. And at the end of the day, you all, it was both. It was one of those days where you worked hard together. Some of it was tough and frustrating. Some folks were a little irritable at times, but in the end, by the end of the day, you all, feel like you accomplished something and really enjoyed the time and got a lot out of it. And they too are super thrilled, and they ask you to keep any notes about what you experienced with these things in the field. And obviously, they want special permission to get any kind of. They're gonna apply for special permission to view. Is that the dog? To view.
He's just woke up, so its ear scratches.
To view some of your recordings that you are all willing to share from your missions, pieces, clips that have been vetted by the Omega Corps when you're on missions. Yeah. Question?
Did they happen to have somebody that could attune to the druid's tunic?
That's good. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure that they did. Let me double check. Magic close tears. Out of character, I forgot what tier are you guys at now?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby. Okay,
Ruby.
Sorry.
Lost in paradise.
Are we green? Are we green?
Super Green! I love that fucking movie.
Multipath.
What movie?
It's a bomb. Fifth Element.
Sounds familiar to me, but I can't.
It's the Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
Oh.
Yeah, Ruby Rod.
On the Blu-ray somewhere over there.
Really, Naboo? Stop scratching your ear now. We've all heard you. Just doing it for attention.
No, actually, it turns out they do not have. The druids are pretty rare on Progentica, Druid Realm Runner. They do exist, but they are pretty rare.
Yeah.
And they were hoping to get somebody into, but at the last minute the negotiations had fallen through because the realm runner, the Druid Realm Runner that was going to agree, they didn't. They basically they wanted to keep it. And they were like, no, that'd be against our agreement that we've already made, so we can't do that. And so the person they had backed out. So they're just going to continue to study it and go on from there.
And then I would just like to request, in the same token that you have asked us, I would love the same on the tunic.
And
to have our own notes. Yeah.
You're vetting somebody to possess this artifact. They need to be interrogated by us as well. It's a final step.
I mean,
we promised. You know, they basically tell you that we promised you that we would be the caretakers of it on your behalf. So we will test the attunement on someone if we can get them, but we're not going to let anyone possess it. So it's not leaving this facility. They promise you that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And they do tell you that Mirth Slever, their Satyr Warlock, is going to be the primary guardian / researcher on it. So you might want to make a note of that. Mirth Slever, MyrthSlever. This is one of the guys at the Beltome Society, the Enchanter group that he's going to be basically a liaison. It's going to be held at the Guild Song, but basically more collaboration. And it'll be him and the main two researchers from now on for that final relic will be him and Volomnia, the Tiefling Summoner expert.
Okay. But I have something that I would like to do that evening when we get a moment. No rush.
Well, they're done, and you guys head off with your new gear. So make sure you put that stuff on your character.
One quick question about the staff, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it a +1, +2? Or plus nothing for magical?
I thought I had indicated to you what it was. Let me
see. I can take a look because I have it.
I've got a +1 to AC and saves, but
oh, you're asking as far as like for a physical striking weapon type of magical thing. Yeah. It is also a +1 to hit and damage staff.
Got it.
So just to be clear, I'm going to re-clarify for everybody. To make sure that everybody has everything. The Great Helm of Galadun the Brilliant, a Spartan stylized open-faced helm that provides an extra +1 to AC and saving throws. It sheds dim light to 30 feet when there are undead or demons present in that area and causes 1d6 radiant damage to them. The helm also gives a +4 bonus to the wearer's strength. can only be attuned by a fighter, barbarian, or paladin. The Baldric of Breton the Wise, that went to Shae, a belt that grants its wearer continuous freedom of movement and can cast that spell once per day on other members of the team. It also provides the effects of the evasion rogue feat, just like the ring that you gave to him. +2 to wisdom and +1 to AC and saving throws. Did you get all that? Okay. And the Staff of Jorval, the Enigmatic, is a +1 to hit and damage staff, +1 to AC and saves. It gives +2 to your charisma and the luck feat. And the staff also acts as a Pearl of Power level 5. Again, only attuned by a sorcerer or warlock. And finally, the Band of Thaddeus the Astute. A ring that provides the wielder with continuous displacement. So anybody who tries to make a physical attack against you, they have a disadvantage at all times. +2, it gives you +2 to intelligence, +1 to your AC and saves, and the ring also provides +2 spell focus ability.
Out of curiosity, Stormy.
Yeah.
In the time that we have come back up until we end up leaving on our mission, I was, like I said, I did I scribed those scrolls throughout this time, finding time to do it, probably staying up late.
Sure. In your
So that would
downtime
be
throughout the week,
5,
yes.
6, 7. Yeah, so I've written 7 scrolls total.
Okay.
When it comes to the spell book and the scrolls that I got from the last, or from the Galadoon quest, would it be infeasible for me to copy down those spells in my spell book within the same time frame, or would that be too much time? Because I understand it's quite some time to do. Like,
I don't remember what 5e rules are for how long it takes you to describe a spell
like an
into
hour
your
per
spell
spell.
book. What, say again?
Hour per spell. An
hour per spell?
Yeah.
I would say
Usually.
that you would have handled the scrolls by the end of the week, because you have Thursday, you would have had Tuesday and Thursday to do the scrolls. So I would say that on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, you could easily have described the spells into
The
your
remaining
spell.
ones. Okay. At least of all the ones that I have the ability to scribe, because I do know things like Mordenkainen's sword is above my casting level, so I wouldn't be able to copy that down. All the ones that I can will be ones that I do.
Correct. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Cool. I will do that later, but I just wanted to know. So I'll have that prep for next session. I just wanted to articulate doing such so that way there's no confusion.
Gotcha. All right.
And then there was one thing I wanted to do in the evening, but I would like to do that at the end, unless there's anybody else that has something I'd like to do.
Oh, there is
leave it
one thing
open for-
I needed to mention. So
Yeah.
we kind of skipped over it because of all the stuff going on. So he had indicated that he accepted the mission, but I had not indicated that they accepted you guys as the mission takers yet. I skipped over that, and I apologize. Basically, the very next day on Tuesday, you guys were accepted to be for the mission over a tier A team, which you know is a team that's supposedly significantly more experienced and powerful than you guys. But you all were chosen based upon, well, they didn't say why. You were just accepted, and they weren't.
I imagine
Avery as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that you were both the Micro Agroplex Corporation and Black Anchors Financial Syndicate agreed very quickly for you for you guys to be the mission.
I would imagine after Wednesday, like hearing that Tuesday, Wednesday when you read the transcript, we're like, it probably makes a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They want to throw the crazy shit at us. Well, you know what? Sucks for them because we'll win across the whole board. Oh, we can take them. Nah, we'll win. Merrik is like super cocky about it. Like right now, no, but eventually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We could take them.
I like it. That's true. So let's do one last thing before next week then, since we're getting close to the wrap up time. Well, actually, you guys end up having a meeting late Sunday evening with Avery. They wanted to get together and have dinner with you guys to talk about the mission and stuff like that, and arrange.
Invite them over.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have them over into?
I mean, I would. Wouldn't you not?
Because we're probably going to use it during the mission, right?
Yeah, we might as. I mean, do we want to invite Avery over, or do we want to just go
I'm gonna
someplace?
retcon then that you guys don't have a meeting with her. She's really wrapped up and busy and we can have that. I think it'll be more fun and interesting on
in the moment,
mission.
just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Can we keep it secret?
Yeah, we'll role play that. Yeah, like we'll say that she does respond to you or reaches out to you Sunday night saying, hey, looking forward to the mission tomorrow. We'll see you at X time and X place, which is going to be the Micro-Agroplex Corporation's local corporate headquarters. That's where they're going to be teleporting out from. And while you're there at the Micro-Agroplex Corporation, again, remember the Micro-Agroplex guys, their execs are wearing real casual type clothing, not even business casual, just like casual clothing. Yeah, Fate.
I would like to at least mention the thing I would like to do would happen prior to us leaving.
What? Oh, okay. Go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to see if anyone else had stuff to do before I do the thing. This would be the night of Friday night on the attunement day.
Friday night on the attunement. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when we make it back to our mansion, I'm just gonna go into the study and I'm just gonna look at Echo and just like really look at him, almost uncomfortable, like I'm studying. I'm just gonna straight up ask him, Echo, what makes you tick? Do you truly enjoy the adventures we go on?
He kind of cocks his head and has a quizzical look on his face, and he taps down with a signal for snackos.
What a treat! I pull out like a fucking walnut, and I'm like, snaps it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Do you actually enjoy what we do?
He cocks his head to the other side, and he goes, and he, of course, he eats his snack, and he pops up on your shoulder, and he kind of snuggles your neck.
Is there anything you want to do to get stronger?
He doesn't really have any response.
Are you opposed to try things to be stronger?
He looks quizzically at you. Of course, he flops down, and you're still talking to him, and wandering around the table looking at you, and you're looking at him, and he's just kind of sitting there. He doesn't seem to respond like no or yes.
He doesn't have any like empathical like feeling, because I know we have that empath aspect.
Right.
Like,
the feeling you get from him is one of one of whatever you want.
Did you actually decide? Did you pick me, or were you drawn to me when we met in the forest? Because I will say, a familiar is usually conjured, and that's not what happened. Were you just drawn to me?
He looks quizzical at you, like he doesn't understand your questions. Not like he doesn't understand what you're saying, but he doesn't understand why you're asking the questions or what you mean by them. Like it almost feels like he's like sort of feeling the idea of, isn't it obvious?
No.
He shrugs.
Why else would I be asking? Well, I have some ideas. In due time.
He perks up at you. You get the sense that he loves watching you work and do stuff and accomplish stuff.
Okay. And then we're just gonna spend a fair bit of the evening just kind of just spending time together. Whether that be light play, cuddles, just kind of like, I just want to spend time with Echo. And just kind of like, while we're spending time, like just passively just studying him, because he's clearly not what he appears to be. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what are you? You know what I mean? Like, it's a quandary for Merrik. Like, I understand what you are, but what are you? Because you are not the typical familiar. You are clearly something else. In that sense. Begs a question of whether or not there can be a transfer of energy. More so than the dance that we have. But in due time. So.
Did you have anything, BT?
I mean, I was gonna do the thingy.
Oh, with Abernathy?
Yep.
The knowledge.
What's it fucking called?
Oh, you're talking about the legend lore spell?
Legend lore, yeah.
Jay, why couldn't
I was gonna attempt Abernathy again.
You're gonna try and use legend lore and Abenaki again?
Yeah, well, I've got plenty of time to recover, knowing what happened last time.
Outside the mansion, because it didn't work last time.
No, I just had a violent reaction last time because I failed.
So yeah, so you don't want to do it in the mansion again. You want to do it outside the mansion?
I mean, we didn't put it down to it being just in the mansion, was it? It was just because I failed my save on it.
Oh, I was.
You don't know.
This is obviously this is player asking.
Yeah,
that
I
was me,
understand.
player saying.
Like from your character's point of view, you don't know if it failed because you were in the mansion or if it failed for some other reason. You definitely felt the backlash of it.
Then
you didn't do it in the mansion. You guys did it in the apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to bug Merrik in his in the study, Merrik will repeatedly refer to it as his study because he spends the most time in there, and will often correct the study. Like, just. Yeah.
Oh, I would 100% do it somewhere that's probably a bit more empty in case of sickness again.
All right. Would you want to be by yourself, or would you want to be with?
100% want the rest there, knowing how
alright.
bad of a reaction you had last time.
All right.
Yeah. Do you approach Merrik in the study?
I would go find Merrik,
Okay.
and if that's where he is, that's where he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you ready to try the Abenaki thing again?
Oh yeah.
I think
I
it's
almost
about
forgot.
time we try it.
Okay. Oh. You know, looking around, there's how much space is in here. I think it's not a bad spot. Besides, Shae and Thyra can sit on the couch. 1 second, I'll grab them. I'll go grab Shae and Thyra, and then I will grab a spare bucket. Bring the bucket back, set it in front of Sindri. I know we can clean it up pretty easy, but you know.
Is this all happening like Saturday night? You think?
Probably.
Sure.
BT.
It'd
Does
be
that
one of
sound
the
alright?
nights that we don't have anything in particular to do the next day, giving me at least a full day to recover.
BT,
Yeah,
can
BT,
you touch?
put your hand in front of
Yeah,
the camera.
thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Oh my god.
Give me a second.
My fucking glasses don't even.
It's
do
not your
anything 'cause they're
glasses.
not- I know. No, I know. My glasses don't do anything except block blue light.
Thank you. Perfect.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right.
I
She
had
had
to
to go.
turn off autofocus somewhere else. I usually
she-
have it switched off anyway.
She had to potty, so I'm sure she can hear us. So, so you get together in this study with everybody to do the legend lore spell on a target you've done before.
Yes.
And the last time, describe to me the reaction that you had last time.
Player knowledge is not remembering the best, but
I do.
Violently threw up.
yeah, made me violently ill.
And I believe Abernathy, was like,
Yeah, there was like a
"Hmm."
sentence from him about
Mhm.
testing the barriers or asking questions.
Yeah,
I don't have the
yeah.
note in front of
Well, so you heard a voice that you thought sounded like him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't 100% know it was, but I would assume it was given I asked about him and it sounded like
Right,
him.
he was your target, and it sounded like him. Yeah, it seems logical to think that it was him. Yeah.
And he's
All
a
right.
mysterious fuck.
Gotcha. So you guys see him do his spell again.
Yep. Like last time, I'm going to do the detect thoughts along with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember? Does anybody remember which kind of save I made you make last time? I think it was a will save, but I'm not, or wisdom save.
I imagine it'd be a wisdom save. The only other one I feel that would be applicable might be a con save, but I feel like wisdom save makes more sense given the nature of the spell.
You're within 10 feet of me. Don't forget, you get a +4 to your saving throw.
And
That was
because
+3. When did it go up to +4?
Their proficiency
It's a +4.
Oh, it's your
It's not
proficiency
based
bonus? Okay.
It is not. It is based off of my charisma
It's your
modifier.
charisma.
Oh, your charisma modifier? Did
Yes,
your
which
charisma
is
modifier
now-
go up?
It did.
Oh yeah, because you put it in your charisma, didn't you?
Correct.
Your ability score, yeah. All right, roll me. You do it again, same way as before, and this time a blinding, excruciating migraine-style pain shoots through your eyes and your head. Roll me a wisdom saving throw and a constitution saving throw.
What was your plus, Thyra?
4.
Tell me the wisdom first.
So wisdom's 23.
Okay.
And con is 26.
Gotcha.
Nice.
On the wisdom save, all you get back is just an instant black void of nothing, and then that's when you end up feeling that blinding pain shoot through your head and your eyes, and your saving throw succeeds on the Constitution saving throw, but that's really just the con save for your body reacting to the effect that just happened to you, not necessarily a con save for the reaction of whatever happened to you, if that makes sense. And like you completely failed the wisdom saving throw, and so all you experienced was that blinding pain. But you, because your con save, you didn't take any damage, and you're just kind of queasy.
Just feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because
and no kind of nothing else this time. No voices, no nothing. Now you had a question, I think?
Yeah. So because I'm reading his thoughts as it's happening, do I suffer any residual?
No, you don't feel any of the pain that he does, because Detect Thoughts doesn't do that. You just detect his thought of, holy shit, that hurts.
Yeah, instinctively I will recoil, like, in that sense. Like, I would understand it enough to be like, ow, fuck. That's painful.
Shae rolled a 29 for her medicine check to make Mr. Sindri comfortable.
Did you roll a nat 20 or something?
I rolled a 17.
That's a 17. You got a 29, Dave. Right. But Shae comforts you very well with whatever she does, tea or something.
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale, yeah. You feel
saltine crackers.
Almost instantly better from what she does for you. A little bit of a.
Am I allowed to know
head
what
massage.
the wisdom pass rate was or not?
What was that?
What was
Am
the
I allowed
DC
to
for
know
the wisdom?
what the DC for the wisdom was? Just
Nope.
to know if I could ever have got it.
Nope. Sorry.
Because my wisdom is shit, so my guess is I can't get there.
What's your wisdom? A 12, 14?
12.
That's but
Sindri.
you play the character very well. Like you played him, so that's above average wisdom. It's not great. It's just above average.
Sindri.
Yeah.
How fun would it be if we bought a crystal ball and you're enchanting?
I don't know, but you could read my thoughts about asking me about a crystal ball while I feel like this.
Yeah. How fun would it be to just put that spell on a crystal ball? How very obvious in the 100% Fate is thinking of the pensive thing from Lord of the Rings. Like just how terrifying having one of those would be. Yeah. Even though I know it's not the same thing as what the spell would do, but like that's my thought of like, this would be a relic of ages. Like it shouldn't exist, but it needs to happen.
You wanna put a legend lore targeting Abenaki onto a crystal ball?
Just legend lore on a crystal ball. That's terrifying in itself.
That would be an interesting thing to try and
exist.
craft. That would be a very advanced, high-level kind of thing for you guys to craft. But if you did, it would be epic.
Hey, it doesn't mean it has to be crafted now.
Right. Future
Made from
project.
dragon glass or something.
Glasses of the glasses of arcane knowledge. You just put them on, and you can just see information. Merrik writes that down real quick. Another one from Sindri to make for me. I mean, for the greater good.
Would you like to hear the list? Just as a
fuck yeah, I would.
refresher.
Yeah. We've got what, the knock rock? Wait, where is it? We've got some fun creations. Hang on.
We have the knock rock,
Yeah.
the bag of featherfall. So you just hold the bag above your head and it casts featherfall.
Parachute.
Microphone of mass suggestion. Boots of pass without trace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Posters of hypnotic gaze, which I think is fucking terrifying.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah,
Like
posters.
It's
yeah.
like a painting from the Disney's Haunted Mansion where the eyes follow you.
Earrings of sending stones. Bluetooth headset.
Oh, that's clever.
Earplugs of silence. And foam hand of Bigby's hand.
Merrik did not make the suggestion, but Fate made the suggestion. What about a silicone one?
A silicone what?
Not a silicone Bigby's hand. It's more of a prop than anything. That's Fate's idea, not Merrick's. True. Fate, I have it right here. Or what about make a silicone one? LOL.
Equally,
it's
a
on-
microphone or a mass suggestion would be a pretty terrifying thing for a politician to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, actually, this is a perfect place to wrap up, you guys. We'll end with it's Monday morning, and you guys meet up with Avery and at the Micro-Agriplex Corporation for the transport out to Downtime once again. And that's where we will begin.
She gets super excited and asks Avery if she can give her a hug.
Oh, of course. And Avery obviously takes note that Thyra, you hadn't taken Paladin when you all hung out first before. She takes note that you obviously are radiating divine power, and she's like, she asks you what. Did you have a calling? What? What?
Did we want to wait to have this conversation next week?
Yes. I'm just letting you know what she asks right off the bat, so it'll be fun. All right, guys, this has been fantastic. It's been an excellent episode. Lots of RP and story building and lore dropping. And let's see who, speaking of dropping, let's drop in on somebody and brighten their night. Ooh, Razmataz is streaming D&D right now. Let's go ahead and say hello to the. Let's double check that he's not like about to end or something. It's like he's only been going for an hour and a half, so we should be pretty safe. Everyone, please put your tray tables in their upright positions and fasten your safety belts. This raid plane is getting ready to take off. We go over and say hello to Razmataz. I love you all very much. Thank you all for hanging out. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, we'll see you guys
on the next
Twitch.
Goodbye.
Peace out, bitches.
Goodbye.